PHL Season 2 is upon us, and with it comes a brand new format designed to be in step with the format of the official DreamHack Major. In this format, Cash Out and Final Round will both be used throughout the entire season, with the most important matches being reserved for 3v3 Final Round in true finals fashion. The regular season plays out over 3 weeks, with playdays on both Wednesdays and Saturday, but this time around, the days go hand in hand. Wednesday playdays will play out like the normal playdays from past seasons, with shuffled groups each week playing 5 cash-out matches and earning points based on placement and kills. But these points will work to sort teams into groups for Saturday. The best 4 teams from Wednesday will be in Group A, the second 4 teams in Group B, with the bottom 4 teams in Group C. This is where the majority of points will be earned. The groups will play a single match of cash-out, then the top 2 play a final round best of 3 for first and second. Bottom 2 playing for third and fourth, The top 2 from Group B play for 5th and 6th, etc. down the line. At the end of league play, the top 8 teams will qualify for their regional championships. Unlike previous seasons, there will be no inter-regional competition. We'll save that for the major. Now let's talk about the championships. Spots 1 through 6 will be locked for champs, but 7th through 10th place will compete in a last chance play-in. The championships are going to be using the same format from day 2 of the major, with 2 stages. Stage 1 will be a series of cash-out matches with final round 3v3 matches to eliminate 4 teams, leaving the top 4. Stage 2 will use the match point system, also known as the heat system used in the major. 4 teams will play cash-out, with the top 2 teams progressing into 2 final round matches, teams earning a point for every final round win. A winner will be crowned when a team reaches 5 final round wins. Welcome to PHL Season 2. We hope you enjoy the ride.
Graduating, he's done it! He's finding success in the middle of this furball. Absolute calamity from this.
The winch is going to stall it, and he's done it! He's done it!
Unbelievable from OG. Carries the team. How has Carnifex gone away with that? He even gets the second.
Hello everybody and welcome to PHL Season 2. We are here on Playday number 4. I'm Jerry and this is Dianic. We have so many incredible games to come at you today. But first, let's have a look at the standings perhaps, just to kind of give us an idea of what it is we're going into. We don't have those. I've just thrown our producer under the bus. It's fine. It's fine. We roll with it, Dianic. We've got other things to talk about. Let's talk about this game that's coming up in Group A, the top 4 teams from Wednesday. Well, I say top 4. Unfortunately, we've had a little bit of a hiccup here. So maybe, Di, you could talk us through what's going on.
So currently we experience some technical issues from the side of Alliance. We still are unsure if they're going to even compete within this first game of Cash Out. Unfortunately, Treason has hurt himself, can't play, so they got a sub in, but now they're experiencing technical issues. Let it be with the internet, the game is unplayable from their side. We're trying to fix it in the background, but guys, until then, we have some exciting news, guys. You saw there is a completely new team in Group A. Jerry, what happened in Group Team? Who is Skyline?
Oh, who is Skyline? Exactly. We haven't seen these names on, or this name on our screens before. They are the team. They are the org that have managed to pick up Citadel's roster. So they've ascended, we could say. You know, they were at the top of that big tower in their Citadel logo, and now they are on the Skyline, much higher up. So yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Either way, same team. We have the Goo Heavy of Aimpoint leading the charge here. And of course, that is going to have a huge impact on the way that this cash out game will play out. But possibly a greater impact is, of course, yes, we talked about it, Alliance having some technical issues, and this decision has unfortunately been made. We're going to be going ahead into this cash out game with 3 teams. So it's going to be like Quick Cash, but with 2 objectives at once. A bit of a crazy way to play cash out, but it still works to an extent. We're still going to end up with a top 2 teams that come through. And after this, we'll have our best of 3 final round to go through. So, yeah, bear with us for what will be presumably a very chaotic cash out game. Not only 3 teams, but also with a Goo Heavy in the mix.
Listen, that Goo Heavy can just mix up so much more crazy stuff when you're here. Not only do they have one more less team to worry about, but on top of that, who's gonna go fight? Is the other team gonna third party? Are they gonna be left alone? And here we go. Bernal is gonna be our first map, and I believe we've been
trolled.
I believe it's again. Not been. Listen, I feel I see a little bit of a trend here, Jerry. You know, I don't want to point fingers at the production, but last time I was here, there was trolls also with the map. I'm just saying.
It's early day hiccups. Oh, there's some weird stuff going on with Secret's logo in the background there. I don't know if you spotted it, They were like, there were two eyes. Interesting. We'll get someone on that. As you can see at the side of your screen, the overlay is a little bit broken just because we have 3 teams in here. But don't worry, that is, of course, Skyline, Aimpoint, Mirror, and Lovely. And it is Skyline getting into the first scrap against Team Secret here, squaring off against their rivals. Oh, Lovely finding himself on the other end of Roma's 93R there. So that's a good pick for Secret. But they're all very low. And Elix does go down. That's the medium out. Aimpoint with the Deagles finishes off Roma. And it's only OG left now, the heavy on the side of Team Secret. Very low HP. In a 1 versus 2.
Wouldn't be too sure about it. We saw last Wednesday how strong he can be with that revolver. As it now gets the revive. Beautiful Team Secret. Look at this.
Ooh, yeah.
It's
Well, you can get that bundle in the store now, newly available. I don't think that was available on Wednesday either, so yeah, go get it.
It was,
and also,
it was available on Thursday, on the 16th. It got released.
Yeah, exactly. Fnatic, in the meantime, have managed to get themselves over to A. And wait, they hadn't plugged A. Interesting. So it's Fnatic. Oh yeah, sorry. A plugged by Fnatic, and now they're contesting on the other vault.
Remke is going to find himself the first kill from the side of Skyline. And with that, they're also going to get a wipe on that team. It was the finishing kill and also the plug of both cash shots have been secured. Now, one is also under the control of Team Secret, the other one under Fnatic. So Skyline, they can pick and choose. Do they want to fight Team Secret or Fnatic? And is the other team maybe going to interfere with a... What shenanigans are they doing with that cash shot over there?
Probably getting it out into the open. Definitely some movement going on with the winch. But yeah, this is a choice that, of course, Aimpoint and co on the side of Skyline have to make. And it's not a choice that you envy. Do we fight Team Secret or do we fight Fnatic? They've spawned closer to Fnatic, so coming into objective A. And of course, you know, if they fail here, they do actually have a little bit of time to go and have an attempt at B. So this makes a bit more sense. But the height controlled by Fnatic here. That goes to Giri and Remke, a very fraggy team at the best of times. Even in a full lobby, I would expect them to be favourites in cash out. But this is a good ascent here, using that jump pad to get the RPG pick. And a great follow-up from Aimpoint, yet again getting the better of another team player. And he finds Nakos on the other side. Nigiri, though, with that refrag onto Mirror. And we can see here Aimpoint and his medium of Mirror, or of Lovely rather, trying to chase down that player on the side of Fnatic, but they do manage to retreat and get back up to a 3 versus 3.
All back up in the game, but the fight still continues. We find ourselves now on the cashes to try to steal it as the time is ticking away. Beautiful right there, just getting rid of that dome shield. Each play here from the side of Fnatic trying to play this slow to make sure that Castle stays under their control, and nothing will be fumbled in the very last second as they retake the top and collapse on the opponents down below. The time flies away and the cash shot may have been secured by Fnatic. There we go. Kills and fight may be tending to the side of Skyline, but they cannot do anything because the cash out has gone done and dusted. They can choose now. Are they going to wait for the next cash out box or maybe try to run their way all over to Team Secret, who would have just been waiting and also denying them? So I believe in this case, they're just going to go for number 3, but Fnatic, they're already there.
Yeah, Fnatic just ahead of the curve here. And they defended that so nicely. Nigiri with a really crucial glitch grenade to stop Aimpoint building that goo wall and enabling the defense. Nigiri finding Lovely as well, continuing to have an impact. Taken down by Aimpoint on the refrag, and Aimpoint should have an easy job bringing back his medium. Fnatic, on the other hand, in fact, maybe have to struggle to get Nigiri back, who's lost out in the open there. Nakos and Remke maybe want to wait for Skyline to depart. But they're going to come into contention or into contact with Team Secret fairly soon. That explosion may be giving the game away here. Mirror realizing that he can't just run straight in and deposit that, making a bit of a diversion over to C, but he's caught by Roma, who chases. The defib will be there. Lovely taking some shots from behind. This is Elix who's gone to challenge him. Roma picks up that kill. Aimpoint, though, has the refrag onto the medium. This Heavy has had so much impact continually, this BFR, or rather the Deagle's working out for him a lot. Elix gets the refrag there onto Aimpoint. We see Elix rezzing back up his team, but the real winners in all of this have been Fnatic. Skyline and Team Secret taking chunks out of each other, and in the meantime, Fnatic can easily just get started on Vault 4. Team Secret do have control here of the Vault themselves, and they've managed to wipe Skyline and get C started.
Skyline are gone from the board yet again. It does not matter all too much, but let's be honest here, because their points will be deducted by each time they die, it will be... more difficult. No plug means no money for the start, and right now there's already Team Secret on that plug. Fnatic will be here with the second, already going to D. So here again, it is Skyline who can choose. Are they gonna do Fnatic yet again because they spawn close to them, or are they gonna run all the way to Team Secret who started their cash out earlier? And from the looks of it, they're gonna try to find Fnatic yet again. Even though they were kind of successful last time, they're gonna have to be a lot more quicker this time.
Who's taken out in the open there once again by Aimpoint, who's really letting these Deagles sing today. Almost finds a second onto Nagiri, but the light manages to scarper away. This is Reimka tight right. He doesn't know it. There we go. And Reimka not in a state to try and take that fight, so some great movement bails him out. Again, hiding around the corner. And the steal going off on the other side here, as Lovely's managed to find an opening against Fnatic there. Of course, the damage done enough. Fnatic have recovered to full health though, and they come storming back in with all the kills they need. And it's only Aimpoint left, the goo heavy, finally able to defend the cash out for himself, but without the assistance of his team. That's going to be really tricky. Nagiri finds him, and he's only got a few seconds to wait before Lovely can coin back in. Mirror does coin back in as well as Lovely there, but Aimpoint pays with his life, and now Fnatic, they have an opportunity to try and flip this box.
Adding below the stairs, giving them a little bit of time, but now they're back into the game. It's all Lovely to Mira. The last two men standing here from the side of Skyline, while Fnatic tries to get their box back. If they won't be successful just right now. They tried to stay alive, but here again, the coin comes in right on time. But will it be enough time as the steal is happening yet again? He's trying to run to just end and secure this one, but unfortunately it has been flipped. Skyline lost a little bit of control what they had. Unfortunately, the coin wasn't there in the very last second, but Team Secret now comes in, potentially able to steal this one because they got themselves a cash out, ready to go for another one. The trade has happened, a few more kills. Skyline also in the fight. Beautiful. OG coming in with the double of the revolver and the steal as well. He's gonna have to be careful. There is one more C4 placed on his left. Damage is coming in. Ultra Roma and is not able to deny that kill yet. So Fnatic will get the second cash out just like Team Secret.
Now that was great from Team Secret, but I feel like they will have been hoping that Skyline could have come in at the last minute. They certainly would have allowed a steal for Skyline to go through there. Bear in mind that, of course, the top two teams from here go to in that best of three, and if they can match up against Skyline, I think they'd much prefer that than meeting Fnatic, which is what it currently looks like will happen. Last wave of cash outs here, and it's going to require a double from Skyline to even come close to overtaking Team Secret in second place. Fnatic will hope to double it as well, because that will secure them their spot in the next round, unless, of course, they wipe in the meantime. So we see, of course, Roma with this box looking to split it, looking to get up to B, while it seems Fnatic go to A. And if we do have a split objective here, then it's almost all done. That's why we see Fnatic, or rather Skyline, of course, throwing that box all the way over to B. They want this doubled. Roma throwing it up there. Interestingly, they don't want this doubled, but maybe they're just going to say, look, we need to try and control the game regardless. And they're going to do it. So Elix gets that started, potentially sealing their own fate, depending on how things play out.
Exactly, but here's the thing, they're very close to the side of Fnatic, so if just Fnatic wipes a few more times, they will be out of the picture. On the other side, but also here from the side of Team Secret, if they find themselves a few more times wiped, that's gonna reduce a lot of money from their name. As the fights are happening and the time is ticking down, we still have a lot of the time on the cash out box. So far, Skyline, all they gotta do is regroup and get back together, because right now they are in a disadvantage. His teammate has just spawned in. He's gonna need time to come back to the objective. While Fnatic is just trying to look for these picks, maybe a cheeky first kill to then just completely collapse on the Team Secret.
Interestingly, because of the objective and the cash being so tight, Team Secret and Fnatic right now, their focus should be on wiping each other. Don't worry about the objective at all. Reimka takes down Mirror, and that's a dent in the hopes of Skyline to try and nab a tasty late first place finish. And at the moment, Team Secret are stacked up right on top of their box. They're allowing Fnatic to fight Skyline out in the open. Aimpoint, though, can start getting to work with this goo. There's a full lobby around him. The dome shield can go down. There's the opening of the C4 hole preset by OG, but this might work. No, it doesn't, as he's forced off the kill there, forced off the steal. Fnatic coming in, Nakos with a kill onto Lovely and a trade from Aimpoint. There's only about 13 seconds left here yet, and we need to see Aimpoint solo steal to see any change in this, but no, he is wiped. And so those top 2 places are secured. Roma picks up the spoils at the end with a wipe onto Fnatic. Look at that tally, 75k. It's a little bit of bragging rights for them after this cash out. Crazy that they would even go for the double at the end there, and chat is responding rightly so. But regardless, we see now Team Secret and Fnatic, as expected, booking their spot in the best of 3.
Here we go. Even though from the side of Skyline, they didn't quite make their way all the way to that 3v3 standing. Let's be honest here for a second. It was a slight moment that could have been that steal, could have been possible. And on top of that, Fnatic and Team Secret, that was, I believe, like a few seconds, like 5 or 10 seconds, but it had exactly the same amount of points. There were, I believe, both teams were on 38k, so it just took 2 kills to make that difference in the end, and then another, and then the wipe. So there you go. So even though they plucked, even though we knew 100% Team Secret was going to go through, there was a slight chance they're going to upset themselves with that plug by Skylight and also having a chance to steal. It all came down to the very last few seconds. Also, let's be honest here for a second, it was 3 teams, not 4 teams, 2 cash outs. Skyline, they always had to pick a fight. If they weren't able to perform in one team fight, they're going to be thrown out of the game no matter what. Unfortunately, with the technical issues from Alliance, it just wasn't able to get them into this game.
Yeah, I think Aimpoint especially would have been really sad to not see a 4th team in the lobby, because when you're running Goo heavy and cash out, you're looking to play the macro, and honestly, it was so difficult for them to set up an advantageous situation. They never really got to set up a defense because they were always involved in fair 3v3s against arguably the best gunners in EU. And yeah, it would have maybe worked out a lot better for them if they had 3 big dogs biting each other and they could have been the little chihuahua that sneaks on through. But, you know, that's maybe doing a discredit to the performance that we did just see from Aimpoint, in particular with the Deagles. You know, he was fragging just as well as OG and Reimka were. It's just that they really were kind of bullied out of that game, it felt like. So yeah, commiserations to Skyline, but at least they secure that 3rd place finish without having to go through a best of 3. That'll get them a nice tasty reward. They're really rewarded for their incredible performance on the cash out Playday on Wednesday. But now we look forward to our best of 3 between Team Secret and Fnatic. Now last week we had a very similar group, Alliance, Fnatic, Secret, all in the top 3 again, and it was Alliance and Fnatic that made it through. Alliance actually ended up winning that best of 3 with a reverse sweep. Now that Secret are in the mix, I favour them personally as a best of 3 side, but that's not to say that this isn't going to be a one-sided game at all. Fnatic are absolutely at their level on their day.
Ooh, there we have the bans. Fnatic picks Fortune Stadium Las Vegas. Team Secret decides for Sis Horizon. And I think this is going to be a really interesting match because every single map needs something else, right? On Sis Horizon, you have these long line of sights, these long hallways, nearly no cover, sometimes on the roof. On the other side, you have Fortune Stadium where there's many covers, many things, many like different heights within the whole map. And then Las Vegas, let's be honest, chunks of blocks, chunks of buildings. So many, again, corners, doorways, different types of heights. So I believe all these maps have a lot of difference between them to make this very, very interesting how this best of 3 is gonna play out, right? And I mean, you're gonna favor Fnatic, you said, right?
I'm really torn on this one because I feel like we're gonna see how the playstyles mesh on this map in some real detail. The main thing for me is that we've got Nakos running that repeater, and that means that Fnatic are absolutely going to be the team that want to hold range and want to hold height as much as possible. I believe both of these heavies on the BFR as well, so it's not like we're going to be toothless if we're watching Team Secret at range, but also Roma rocking the M11, looking to maybe win the light duel up close. So we might see a real clash of styles here with Secret looking to take close gunfights and Fnatic looking to hold power positions.
Oh, but they're perfectly playing into each other. There we go. The first few hooks are being successful, but just look at it. Reimke just finding himself the last few steps out of that gunfight. It was in between 4 players, and he got himself. Well, Reimke's gonna find himself another cheeky kill. Beautiful damage! There we go. Another one to his name, and all of a sudden, one more player remain. Team Secret are now completely wiped as Nagiri gets the last final kill. Here we go. The first team fight has been decided, and Fnatic, what can I say there? Raimke found himself in a difficult position, gets the first, so gets the second. I mean, a second kill was really, really beautiful in the last one. What can you really do more? Team Secret, I believe, they got a little bit of taste of their own medicine, because I mean, they have been playing so well on Wednesday that maybe today, you know, they gotta fall a little bit on their face, especially in that team fight.
Yeah. Well, we just, you know, I set it up as a range battle versus close range battle there. Team Secret really closed the distance, but we can see just how effective Raimke can be with the BFR at close range. And of course, the Winch can make it close range. Roma really caught out there. We go into the second team fight, and Secret diving on top of Fnatic here, but Raimke again opens the scoring with a pick onto OG, and now we just see Elix scrambling. He cannot dig himself out of this hole, and you can understand why Fnatic maybe don't even want to finish him off here. And you can see Elix trying to find that gas to finish himself off, and get back into that respawn screen. Fnatic don't get credited with the kill at the end there, but yeah, this is a really strong start from our British org.
Did you just see that? I could be completely wrong, but did Nagiri just try to heal Elix in the very last few seconds when he was taking them? I mean, it doesn't work like that, okay? But I believe he was trying to hold him alive to be like, no, your team needs longer to reset, right? I mean, It didn't work, but hey, great attempt. You gotta give it to the man, you know?
It's just BM at that point, isn't it? It's like, oh, what? You need heals? Oh, boo-hoo. Well, here we go. Secret now on their third attempted fight here. So far, having collected 0 kills as a team. And they have to close that gap on the objective quickly. Only 30 seconds to work with. It drops onto a gas canister, but they throw it away. Unfortunately, not before it starts. And that jump had preset already. Nakos well ahead. He's actually running the F-car in this fight, but he finds Roma. Immediately, he's res back up. And Raimke picks OG out of midair. He's absolutely slaughtering this team with the BFR. We still haven't seen a kill for Secret. Wait, hang on. We have, and Roma is letting him know that he's the gunner in the lobby. Unfortunately, it's a cold comfort because the money has gone Fnatic's way. Maybe they were just emoting in his face. I don't know. That was a weird moment with Roma immediately popping up in the kill feed with a triple kill. But again, it just means nothing.
It did, unfortunately. Like, even though Fnatic got the cash out, Team Secret got the victory on the team fight, doesn't mean all too much. You already said it. To be fair, like, from the side of Roma, he just picked up the last remaining kills who were already wounded by their teammates. So, it's a tough one. So, right now, they had success in the team fights, but at what cost? Not all too much. It took way too long. They need to make sure they isolate these players and also keep their distance. Fnatic, they want to play it close. Well, then don't give them that close range, right? You have the abilities to play this long range, especially with that revolver, right? And this map does not require close range gunfights, but Fnatic, they have a way to making this close range.
OG trying to pick at range. Secret really just hoping not to get into another brawl with Fnatic if they can avoid it, because we've only seen Roma able to bail them out in a meaningless 1v3 so far. Besides that, it's been one-way traffic. Bit of damage sustained by Narcos there, but he's juiced back up. And this is, again, the trench warfare that we've come to expect in this meta at times, with the healing being as powerful as it is. Raimke trying to go for this flank with the red barrel, and Narcos is close behind in tow. They don't land the damage that they need to, but battle lines are a bit closer now, and the winch comes out, but no follow-up. Raimke, though, secures that opening frag again onto Roma. OG goes down, and Elix melted. This is the Fnatic that we expected sometimes, just to come out with all of the fragging power. They look unstoppable right now.
They look unstoppable because in every single team fight, yes, Team Secret stays together, but look at the way they're handling this team fight, right? They want to push it together. The one person gets hooked. They split their damage. They split their attention to the players who are low HP or who do the damage. Yeah. We saw the heavy coming in, hooking the person, but he didn't shoot at the heavy. He shot at the light because he was the biggest threat, completely out of cover, nowhere to go near cover, right? In these moments, you then see the other teammate helping us. Right now, Fnatic, identifying the issues, identifying the problematic opponent, and taking them out first. And that's why their team fights have been so successful. Not only do they stay together, but also figure out the problem.
And those sort of reactions as well, that's not even necessarily calling your targets and prioring. That's just team instinct and game sense, knowing exactly who to prior together. And again, they do it the same way. OG and Aroma, well, OG being closed down there. Sorry, that was an example of Team Secret doing it. Oh, my mistake. So now we're in a 2 versus 2. Heavies and mediums still up, not necessarily on both sides. Roma, though, closing it out. He's the shining light for Team Secret in this so far. And they finally get a steal and a team fight, a meaningful one, going their way.
Here again, beautiful just displayed. I mean, look at that healing gun. So powerful. Roma then coming in with the double. I mean, at that point, I was completely done and dusted. I mean, Team Secret, they're having still the second cash out, but I do believe Team Fnatic, they have another chance to come in and steal this one. So it's not completely secured yet. I mean, there is a small chance of possibilities here, but still a chance. As they drop down the cash out, they want to bring this to level 0 and just make sure they have everything they need, every information. As they slowly go for the steal, but it will be dropped one more time. The beautiful hook. What a hook. A heavy against a heavy.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, we come to the last remaining few seconds, and it will be Roma with the double, and then Alex with the very final last one. Fnatic wiped yet again. It looked a little bit hopeless at the start, but now they've kind of found their groove.
Yeah, they've definitely warmed into this game. Roma in particular has warmed into this game, gathering a lot of kills on that resurgence. I've got to say, there's something just really unsettling about Fnatic not being in orange, but you know, that's what happens when you come second in the cash out. You end up confusing Jerry. Yeah. Either way,
crazy,
I'll get over it. I'll get used to it eventually. Start of that fight, I was so lost. Either way, we're going in now with a fairly even vault fight, it would seem, as Team Secret have managed to get to Vault 3, but Fnatic had a decent spawn there. And we see Nagiri just lurking above it. And this is a bit of a pinch, maybe, looking to be executed by Fnatic, while Secret are just balling up because they don't have the knowledge in this situation.
Takes a little bit of time. Was that a Fnatic? They're just trying to regroup all the way to the top. Gotta be careful here because Nigeria is still all the way at the bottom. And finally regrouping out with the team. Just gonna have to be careful because Team Secret is in between them and the teammates. As they all of a sudden go all the way to the top, just trying to watch over this cash out box. They run into Fnatic. Now, Nigeria is the last man standing who's not there in that team fight. Potentially could come in here big to just upset you a little bit. Team Secret. Roma's going to find himself another one. He's going to heal up his teammates. Now, Nigeria might be there, but maybe a little bit too late. Him being this far distance from the team, causing Fnatic to lose numbers one by one. And a team fight against the other Light is going to collapse on the other two members of Team Secret. You may find one, but you will be executed. And Fnatic got wiped and gonna have to wait yet again.
Yeah, the split dynamic not really working there for Nagiri. Plain to see that Nagos was missing his light. He really needed that H+ infuser in the middle of that fight. He just couldn't stay away from the damage for long enough, and Team Secret balled up. They had their priorities sorted. That felt like a tactical win for Team Secret more than anything. You know, they landed just as many shots as Fnatic were, but they had the target prior. They had that focus fire. And now we see them rewarded with that initial deposit on C. Fnatic, again, blessed with a very close spawn. And Roman not plugged out of midair there by Reimka, who's having a bit of a quieter second half to this game. He's missing some shots. He's missing some winches. The domes get dropped. And OG having to retreat here as they're not really well set for this fight. And they're actually going to perhaps allow Fnatic to go for this steal. No, they have the C4 preset. The heals keep up Reimka from both his teammates. And he wins the fight against Roma. That's a light down for the count. We see the res maybe being attempted upstairs. But in the meantime, OG taken out as Fnatic just roll with the punches. Elix takes a bit of damage as well. It seems as though Fnatic have the control here. And they managed to secure that steal. And hoping to follow up with some kills, but Roma and Elix look like they've escaped. Oh, this pinch, though. Unfortunate there for Reimka as he walks into a crossfire. But the follow-up is there. The reses are there. And Fnatic can slap back and deal with the threats. Roma and Elix fall, splattered into coins. Now, only one chance, realistically, for Secret to turn this on its head, reclaim their cash out, and steal Sis Horizon for themselves.
So try to build towers of gas and just a little bit of danger there. A beautiful representation of when you expose yourself to try to go for the kill, they tried to pinch the heavy, but with that they've given away the positions, and also then they got wiped because of it. Now they still have one more fight for this, but it is not a long fight. It's gonna have to be all done and dusted within the next few seconds, because otherwise they will not have time to go for that steal. As they destroy a lot of utility, they try to go for it. The smoke will do great coverage for themselves.
Huge!
The steal will be successful. Now Fnatic, they don't have a lot of time. They've let this one slip through. They need these kills, but also they need this steal back. So all of a sudden they realize, oh well, time is done and dusted. They do not and cannot do anything more in this game. Will go to Team Secret.
Wow, what a committal there, and Fnatic just boxed out at the end. Some really good glitch play from Nigir, or from Roma, to make sure that there wasn't the winch, there wasn't the ability to go for the C4. I feel like his target there absolutely was Reimka on the defense, and he found him. He denied all of the stall potential that Reimka held in his hands, and that's one of those things when we're in this heal beam meta. You don't have the DMAC to rely on, you don't have other tools at your disposal to prevent those steals going off at the last minute. We didn't see a goo stall coming out either. At that point in time, you've got to place some responsibility on the head of the medium on the side of Fnatic, of course, Naghost, who should have that sort of backup plan in place, who should be able to maybe go shoot the C4 or go and, land the goo. And if he's not in position to do that, then the steal's going to go through. Secret relied on the fact that there just wouldn't be enough time after that to see the team fight to completion. And, given another minute or so, maybe Fnatic do swing back and they do win the fight, because obviously Secret committed so many resources to the steal. But that's the game. You've got to time your executes perfectly, and you have to know when you throw everything at that defense and when you don't, and when you rely on maybe winning in the transition. That was not a moment for Fnatic to hold back. They held back and they were punished.
Exactly, and the thing is, like, they could have also played it from up above to just deny that steal. They could have had so many more opportunities. It's not like that was the only way to win it, right? There were so many more possibilities for them to keep that cash out in and on their team side. The issue was, as you said, it didn't quite go in. And with that, completely throwing away a whole map. It is a best of 3, so it is completely fine. It was the map pick from Team Secret, and this will be the map pick from Team Fnatic, and all the way at the end we then have the decider, also decided by Fnatic. So let's be honest here, they set themselves up for 2 maps they prefer, but are they going to be able to perform? Because on the first map they started great, but kind of had their struggles at the end. Yeah, and it was a moment for Team Secret that meant nothing in the objective, but really meant a lot to Roma. Getting that solo team wipe really boosted his confidence, and he fragged out like crazy after that. Really helped Team Secret as a whole surge back into that game, and Fnatic looked like they actually had to put up a fight finally. So here we are, Fortune Stadium, that vault being tapped by Secret, ultimate height being gained here by Fnatic on the other side of this Holto district. And they're going to close the distance a little bit. But no team fight just yet, as Secret are being allowed a bit of time, and they have that gateway preset. This jump pad, the distance being closed here, but Nigiri cannot put out enough damage with the 93R to prevent that deposit. But they're already very close there, and ready for that team versus try and choose the high ground advantage. Now, the top bit is already open. Ooh, beautiful hook right there. Look at it. All of a sudden, the casual finds itself all the way on the roof. Team Secret, they collapse also on the side of Team Fnatic. They will be a little bit more successful because Nigiri has been killed throughout the midst of the chaos, and all of a sudden Team Secret still here with a lot of advantage, finding another kill to Remkill, last man standing, and he won't do anything, neither too much of a possibility there. Too many players from Team Secret collapsing onto him, and now, even though that hook and that steal of the cash out all the way to the rooftop may have been successful, it did not quite bring them all too much, because Team Secret, they felt like they were completely ready for it.
Now, interestingly, we see Roma here on that Vanishing Bomb. He quite often uses this. I did not catch whether he was going for it on the previous map, but it had a massive impact there with the initial dive being facilitated by it. Everyone on Team Secret went for that pad initiate, and Roma just continues to have impact, whether it's with his gadgets or with his weaponry. He finds the kills here, the kill onto Nagiri to slow down Fnatic's push, and they have to commit to this res before they can start anything. Team Secret can converge and go for that circle. See, Roma bailing out as quickly as he got back in there. With 30 seconds left on the timer, they need to position themselves smartly to prevent a last-minute steal. That C4 will allow for one layer of stalling. They need to bring it down another. That might have been an RPG to stop it from OG. Let's see, can they connect with the follow-up? OG with the SA-12 finds Nakos, and he's winning the fight here against Raimka as well. Ever reliable on the SA-12-16. And unfortunately, the BFR Titan shots in reverse from Raimka, just not as reliable at that range. You have to land the shots. You can't be afforded any possibility of making mistakes there. And Fnatic, they're the ones really struggling to get to a start on Fortune Stadium. A very different tale to Sis Horizon.
Right now, it looked like the second spawn kind of did not play them too many favors. They were quite exposed, not much to do there. I mean, they could have used the dome just to help them a little bit to cross that. But even though they were ready to then reset, they weren't able to finish it out. Now we have two members on the side of Team Seeker still on this build. The last one went over to just touch that box, where all of them are now connected but a little bit split up. We'll find the first opening pick onto the side of Team Secret, but his body will be still in the hands of the teammate, potentially ready here for a revive as Fnatic. They're still looking for these players of Team Secret, not completely finding their positions, which will cause them and lose time and secure another revive from the side of Team Seekers. That means the 3-3 is back up. We've found their positions. We have the high ground. All we gotta do is we got to get these kills from the side of Fnatic, which just stopped working out in their favor. A refrag, a trade is there. Damage as well, but no other pick. It is Nigerian Rack who's gonna have to make this one possible, but from the looks of it, it is more on the side of Team Secret. Roma may be alive, the last man standing, but you do not want to underestimate him. Remember last round, a 1v3. Easy done and dusted, so do not take this guy.
I don't think he wants to take the fight here, though. Oh, okay. I say that as he turns and burns Nagiri. And it's a 1 versus 1. Of course, all he's doing here is trying to waste time for his team to get back in. He took that vault and threw it as far as possible. Raimka's not falling for the bait there. He's making sure he gets his teammate back up. And again, Nagiri takes a lot of damage here, just calling out the location of Roma. In that time, Secret has managed to coin back in, and Roma finds himself in a 1 versus 1 against the Heavy. Finally finishes off Raimka, and there are reinforcements in tow as well. The defib can come through, and the goo will allow Fnatic a moment's respite to try and recuperate. They have the jump pad to bail themselves out, but of course, it works both ways. Team Secret try and chase them down. Nagiri protecting himself with the goo barrel, and finally has to turn and fight Roma again, his nemesis. Roma gets the better of him, but Raimka at least softens the blow here, getting the better of OG for the first time this game. It feels like a 2 versus 2 will ensue. Fnatic again on the back foot though, as their health bar's dwindling, and Secret get OG back up. Nako's taken out by Elix, winning the medium battle. Everyone on Team Secret just seems to be that much better than Fnatic right now.
Fnatic struggling to just get a foothold into this game. There's the last man standing. He's gotta waste a little bit of time or completely go for a reset. Nigeria is back up, and now it's a 2v3, but he's gotta stay alive if he wants Nigeria to do here any kind of damage, as he's already taking damage, getting himself all the way up to the roof, but now his teammate is completely alone. He's gonna fall, and all up to 1 player remaining as the cash out is still going on. He has to go for a reset or wait for the teammate regroup, get that res, and then go for the team fight, because that, as long as that doesn't happen, there won't be any possibilities from the side of Fnatic. There we go. A lot of damage done. Roma gets the kill, and they're just chipping away Fnatic. And here's the question. Do you really want to wait for the last 2 coins, or do you just want to reset? You cannot retreat the bodies. You don't have a time. And there we go.
Given up.
Oh, no!
That was it.
He coined!
That was the admission of defeat there. Raimka coined. They wouldn't have had time to wait for a full respawn anyway. Raimka may be hoping that Nakos would show a little bit more resolve in that situation, but we've seen today already that he knows when a fight is lost. And Roma, oh my goodness, did Roma just have an incredible series for Team Secret. Put the team on his back over on Sis Horizon and rescued what looked like a toothless performance from Team Secret. And over here on Fortune Stadium with 9 kills as well. Just always a part of the action. He never said die. Nakos might have given up at the end there, but no, Roma did not know when to quit in this match.
He didn't want it to, man. I mean, all it took was a singular team fight, a 1v3 where he was successful to fire up that passion from him, for him to just go completely nuclear in that game. And in the game before, from the side of Fnatic, it just wasn't functioning, right? Let's be honest here for a second. The constant coining, yes, it may help, but for that, you also gotta stick together. You gotta go back up. You gotta help each other. But just standing all alone, just taking fights all alone and constantly splitting up is not gonna help that team regroup, refight, and then have a chance at Team Secret. Because what did Team Secret do? Will we kill one? Will we wait for the coin? We kill the second, and oh yeah, and just so going on. So they just honestly played the time game.
So for the second week running, we see Fnatic fall short in Group A and come a measly second, but they still get rewarded for their efforts with 600 points. 650, however, going to Team Secret. So let's have a look at those just to see how it affects everything. Of course, we didn't have a B-stream game for this series because it was Alliance versus... it would have been Alliance versus... Oh, sorry. Yeah, Alliance versus Skyline. Skyline, obviously... credited with a third place because of Alliance's problems earlier today. But yeah, that is it. Secret coming top of the table for the week as it stands. We will, of course, have Group B lined up for you after a break. It should be a far more exciting group when it comes to the cash-out games. We have those middle-of-the-pack teams all going through. And perhaps Pulsar beginning their resurgence as, you know, first week running, they really languished in the bottom, but on Wednesday, they managed to have a really good set of cash out games, and this could be the start of their rise back up the table. We also have a very interesting special guest for you when it comes to Group B, so don't go far because surprises are around the corner for you. We'll see you in just a few. Hello, everybody, and welcome to PHL Season 2. We're here on Playday 4 with the second group, Group B of our lot, and you may have spied a tasty surprise on your screen. That's right, we have Crash, the PR Chief Officer for VIA, over on the casting booth here, joining me and joining Dianic on the mic on these games. So yeah, should be really exciting. Crash, how are you doing? Good to finally have you on.
Good, thank you, Jerry. I'm really excited to. Honestly, it's a real pleasure for me to join the team and say hello to the people who are watching the PHL from all of time. And yeah, it's my first experience with you guys, but quite happy. And hi, Daya. Didn't really know you though. Good.
Yeah, well, you can get to know each other through the medium of casting. So, Diana, perhaps we'll have a look at our Group B, and you can talk us through the teams that we're about to watch engage in a crazy cash-out game.
There we go. In this Group B, we have Books Esports, Pulsar, White, Emerald, Apes, and Gamblers. Emerald Apes is basically Ape Squad. They've just changed their name a tiny bit, so don't get all too confused. We had a few changes here, but nonetheless, same team, same stuff. Nothing changes for you guys. Let's be honest here. Pulsar White, they want to get up all the way to the top where they were last season. Books Esports playing really strong. I would believe for this whole group, I would say Books Esports and Pulsar White are the two top contenders, but I would say they're dangerous to play against. If they're warmed up today, holy, you gotta get yourself in cover.
It sounds like you've made your prediction almost already there, Di. I'm going to get a quick prediction from you, Crash, before we head on in. Who do you think is making it through to the upper best of three? Who's coming in those top two spots here?
I wish it would be Pulsar, because
we're having bias already. Fair.
You see the behind me, so yeah. No.
So Pulsar White for one of them. Who do you think goes through with them?
I wish it's Books.
Ooh,
I wish.
Okay, so we have both Books and Pulsar, but unfortunately, Jerry, you have been sent to the caster jail as me and Crash now take over the casting. And I mean, it's been already decided. Look at it, Books and Pulsar White are on the screen, guys. Just skip the cash out. No, obviously that needs to be fixed. Just waiting out, guys. Here it will be fixed in a second. Don't you guys worry. But I think we've manifested our predictions already too much. But there we go. It already has been fixed. Thank you, production. And here we go to game. Crash, excited to have you here. And tell us what is currently happening in the game.
What I can say. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how to comment that, because honestly, it's my. Oh gosh. Oh wow, it's so real for me now. Okay.
It's real, right? It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to keep up.
I have too much information for the moment.
Don't you worry.
I guess it's better if you can keep the mic for the moment, because I had to get my.
Oh, good. Can happen.
As
you can see, Books Esports currently following a Pulsar White as they have gotten themselves the first plug, quick and easy. They're trying to engage on top of each other, and the first few damage is already being displayed. Well, so far not a singular kill has happened. Maybe a little bit of a cheeky res on the other side on that team fight between Gamblers and MLR Apes, but other than that, nothing really happening between Books and Pulsar. Just trying to chase each other down as the time's ticking on that cash out box. They're gonna have to get this kill, or they're still pretty quickly. But now Pulsar, they're already gathering on the lower end. Maybe they can drop this and bring this back into their favor. RPG is gonna be deployed, but they're gonna miss it. The winch comes in, and they got the steal. I mean, look at this. It has been whipped and changed, and now Books are in control.
It's coming personal between those teams. Maybe I didn't said what I'm awaiting for the next step of the match. They are really doing a lot.
They're doing, and as you said, it's getting personal in between them, right? So they're on in the first team fight already, and there's not too many, right? The cash out game is only one map, and then it is a best of 3. So if they're the top 2 contenders, maybe they want to avoid each other, but they find themselves still yet fighting. No singular wipe has happened in this whole lobby as they keep on fighting, and look at that timeout on the cash box. It is ticking down slowly but steady. A little bit is happening on that other cash out box. And as we can see, all of a sudden we have a little bit of a cheeky res. Books find himself on a lower end as all of a sudden Pulsar White are coming on strong. Beautiful triple kill from the side of Perozon as he gets all 3, but Gamblers is coming in strong, getting the double and potentially the steal as they weren't successful on the other side, but they're gonna get the steal as Pulsar White are out and in 1 member remaining. Books is wiped and the steal out of nowhere, the third party comes in and they were successful.
The last survivor of the Pulsar team is Perozon, which adds to them. Gosh. Can you imagine the pressure of being the last one of your team and hearing another team working just on the top of your head? That would be a lot of pressure for that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, man, I can feel my heart beating and racing in those moments. Like, we all have been in that situation, right? A 1v3 scenario. Your heart race goes through the roof. And a lot of the times, maybe you're able to do it just like Roma in the last game. But many times, you are not going to be as successful as you wish and hope to. But on the other side, we have Manda and Kruger Blue getting 2 kills. But while this team fight is slowly stepping up, just looking for each other here on the top floor. We have Pulsar White on the low floor. We have Gamblers contesting each other as they make a dip to the bomb side B. D, my apologies. And that cash out box is in the midst of nowhere, just completely exposed as the first big bullets coming through. Books Esports taking a lot of damage. They're trying to go here for that plug, but they're gonna be stopped right before it. And all of a sudden, it's Pulsar White yet again. The top 2 contenders fighting against each other as the stairs collapse. We find ourselves in the bottom, and all of a sudden, Books Esports, a 1v3 scenario, wiped yet again, and plug will be secured. There we go. Another team fight game. Emerald Apes against Gamblers. The next team fight here again. There's a lot happening in this whole cash out. This time we have 4 teams coming in together. The next few 2 kills are happening. Emerald Apes also wiped completely. And honestly, that was pretty fast. Now, Crash, when you look at these 2 team fights, what is standing out from your side the most when you looked at the team fight between Gamblers and the side of Emerald Apes?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm really bad at oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm saying. Gosh, can you imagine the pressure of that?
Listen.
Okay, well, if I have to say something about those teams, just I'm quite impressed by how the movement and the speed of the action is between the Gambler and the Emerald. They move a lot in the head, and having the light point of view is quite not easiest for me. Okay, fine. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it is quite fast, as you said, like completely going absolute rampage here. And I also hear again another demonstration of how quick they can be, these lights. I mean, 2 seconds ago, he was on the cash out. 2 seconds later, he's outside taking a walk on the fresh air. They're completely quick. And obviously that creates a lot of dimension within the game. But second cash out box has been secured. Emerald Apes gets another box, and also the second one is still in the possession of the side of Pulsar White this time. May have walked away a little bit, but it is definitely a hard, tough time. Right now, what do you believe does Books Esports need to do in order to get themselves into those second or first place? Because they have not singular cash outs.
Yeah, no, books. I guess. Sorry, books must take the next cash by their own and keep it by themselves. I guess stealing is not the best way for them, as they suffer a lot of fights during the moment. And yeah, obviously, when I say that, Pulsar is already set up with the healing ball, which is on site. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they will be able to steal it before cash in, but I'm really not convinced. Let's
Yeah,
see.
as you said. Exactly, like they need that plug, they have 2k, they need plugs, and also they need a double. If they want to be in a second or third place, they need it all. Unfortunately, the first cash out box is already going on, so they gotta make sure that that second one is not split. And as I say that, it will be split on the other end as well, as all of a sudden Pulsar, White, and Gamblers are giving each other another team fight. Step by step, and Books Esport just completely left out of the picture. Yet a top contending team not finding any footholding in this whole game, as all of a sudden they collapse onto the side of Gamblers to try to do a little bit of damage, to try to stay alive, taking a lot of damage, but they're getting out one more opponent. They gotta get this cash out box and a lot more kills if they want to make it to that top 2. As the steal is being started, a lot of damage being displayed. Look at the drop as well, the RPG in hand just to stop that steal. Taking a lot of damage from Gamblers. A 2v3, a 1v3. It's all up to Bola as the last man, and he's gone down. And that's But look at Pulsar! They're coming in last very second. RPG in the hand. He finds 2 in a row, and this cash out will be theirs to take. They're finding the perfect time for a third party, making everything closing up with Goo, making sure nobody has a chance to get this damage onto the heavies. They get the steal. Drop down from Gamblers happens. Not gonna do anything. The knife will be there. And Pulsar got the victory, got the cash out, and also the 3 members standing. Books and Shambles, a 1 person remaining. Gamblers coming back with a few more kills, but nothing they can do while the other cash out box has finished. And Emerald Apes will be one of our teams going through. It's all deciding. This last very man will decide, will this be a Gamblers or will this be a side of Pulsar, as the kills are just going on. Look at this beautiful winch here.
Trying to create a big defensive defensive barrier with the goo is really meta now in this game. I remember back in the days there was not a lot of player playing with the goo, those goo. There's too much goo now. Really too much.
Exactly. Look at this goo, but
Ooh,
unfortunately,
oh,
the pressure will be a little bit too much to wipe, and the flip has happened. Unfortunately, Pulsar White and Books Esports are 2 contenders, which we said, yeah, they're definitely gonna make it through. Well, I hate to break it to you guys. Maybe we've cast a curse at them, as we like to do it. Both Pulsar White and the side of Books Esport did not make it through to the final. Gamblers in the very last second, they flipped the cash out to their name, made it through to the final, and there we go. We have our 2 teams which we're going to be spectating: Emerald Apes and then Gamblers, as they move on. They're the 2 top teams in that best of 3. Let's be honest, I mean, we're going to bring in Jerry now, of course. We're going to release him from this host jail. I'm really sorry I had to send you there. What can I say? It happens all the times. But Crash said something really important there. Also, like, for the side of Books, they needed those 2-second plugs, which didn't happen, right? On top of that, Pulsar Esports, all they needed is 1 singular cash out. Couldn't also hold it. At the end, that barrier of goo, which also Crash mentioned, right? Completely making sure nothing is happening while they're there. Like, completely wall. Jerry, would you have expected Emerald Apes and Gamblers to be the one coming out of this?
Well, we both cast our lots. We all cast our lots at the very start. And yeah, you're right. We were so wrong. And there were just, so many surprises throughout all of that. That final steal from the Gamblers, something that we've seen from them so many times. They seem to have like clutch moments written into their DNA. And you talked about it as well, Crash. The goo having such a huge impact with that final steal. Of course, Kiriki, Folan, Bola coming in here as the kind of expected trio. But let's give a shout out to Mauser, by the way, coming top in the cash out round as a medium that has, obviously very decorated, but He's kind of stepping back into the competitive scene as a sub here for Emerald Apes and making a massive impact there with 6 kills in the game. Crash, any final thoughts before we throw to a very short break to get into the 3v3s?
You know what? Yes, I have one, which is, honestly, I'm sure you cannot achieve a high level of casting that I provide during this game. Like, for example, I was really awesome, I guess. No kidding. By the way, I just want to mention that I had 2 teams which I was expecting touching the next phase, and both of them were not qualified as Gambler and yeah.
See, Crash, we call that caster curse. You call out, you predict a team from going through, and all of a sudden, because you said their name, nothing is happening. Well, we hate to break it to you guys. Pulsar White and Books East, but we may have just cast a curse. Not only Crash, myself. Jerry didn't put a prediction, but I believe down there, Jerry. You also for them. Don't try to get yourself out of this equation.
I know, you're right. I definitely had Pulsar White higher up in my expectations. But hey, Crash, it's a rite of passage as a caster to get that caster curse going, and you've started with the perfect one. So
yes.
We're going to take a quick break now before we head into our 3v3s, but do come back very soon. Hello everybody and welcome back to PHL. We just had a quick break there because we're having an interesting sort of situation here. Gamblers going through as the second seeded team to the best of 3. We decided it would be quite a nice idea to head to allow the Finals Italia to take that game over on their stream. So if you want the top seeded game from this group, you can head on over there, open up a new tab. We are streaming together, so there's just a little, you know, it's basically one or two clicks away for you, really easy. But that means that today on this stream, we're going to be covering the 3rd and 4th place teams from that group who are playing a best of 3. It's going to be Books Esports versus Pulsar White. So even though we cast a curse to them, we get to see them in a best of 3 afterwards. How about that? Dianic, what are your thoughts about this game that's going to play out? We got Pulsar, you know, obviously a really impactful and sort of historic team with a telco as part of the roster, all sort of built around them, the new player of DW coming in. And Books Esports, Books Esports, who've been around for a very long time as well, always kind of sitting in that 5th, 6th slot in the EU. Oh.
Here's the thing, right?
You're muted. There we go.
No. That was just a test. If
that was
the
just a
production
long
is
pause.
Actually... No. Here's the thing. That was just a test if the production is actually keeping attention to the production. That's all I'm saying, right? No, it was a mistake by my side. So what I was saying originally is, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna make a prediction, right? I don't want people to point fingers at me because I'm the bad guy who predicted and cast a curse of the team. But hear me out. Books Esports against Pulsar White is, even though they ended as the last 2 teams, I think still a very interesting match. I mean, Pulsar White, one of the stronger teams from the last season, while as you said, Books Esports kind of in the middle, always standing. They have a lot of time to improve, and right now they both of them find each other in Group B, so there must be some equal ground right now, and I couldn't tell you which one comes out on top. And Crash, what maps are we going to see?
Oh, okay, maps. Oh gosh. I can't say. Honestly, I guess Citadel will be picked. And no, I will never say the first word before Citadel. I hope they picked as
is that against your religion as the PR officer?
No, it's more against my contract employment. So yeah, Citadel.
Cool, right.
Citadel. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go. Citadel was picked by Books Esports. On the other side, we have Seoul and
Monaco.
Here's the thing, Monaco, right? I say Monaco completely different. I say Monaco, right? So if you ever hear me say Monaco, I mean Monaco. I don't know why. I just have a weird pronunciation on that word, apparently.
And that's why you are lucky to have a French speaker, because I know that's pronounced Monaco. Yeah, I can speak French if you want.
We have the official pronunciation for it. There we go.
We're learning today. Everyone's here. We got an Englishman, a Frenchman, and a German woman. There's definitely a joke there, right? That's like the start. That's the start of like a classic joke.
Jerry,
you know, one of those.
Don't make me pull the card to put you back on the host. What did you say? Did you really say just German woman?
Oh my god, hold on. I've gotten it completely wrong, haven't I? You're Austrian.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. There we go.
Yeah.
You can stay for this game. You can stay for this game.
I knew that as well. I don't know why it just happened. But we're going to head into this best of 3 here with a TriCast. We're going to keep all of us on the mic for bits and pieces of this. So let's start with, of course, it is not all 4 teams in the lobby. We have a best of 3 here. And it's Pulsar White versus Books Esports. The 3v3 that we were expecting, but not in the place we were expecting it. Dianic, this first fight looks like it's about to get started already with a quick vanishing bomb engaged.
Everybody being invisible now, the visibility is back, and all of them are on these stairs. The first few shots are coming through. Beautiful RPG doing lots of damage. Devil will find Mand as the first opening pick. Books find himself already in a man disadvantage, and on top of that, health as well has been chipped away one by one, and the wipe has been secured as well. Electro just finds not 1, but 2 kills to his name and just says, no, this game will be ours as they get the vault and the first wipe.
So Crash, a telco is a person that you've actually met in person. He's going to be very happy about that.
Yeah. I met a telco in real life, like per zone, for the Atal Cup, which was a LAN event organized by telco in Europe. It was really amazing, and yeah, I just speak a bit with a telco just before the just before the group B the beginning. And they spoke about their light, which is... Oh, sorry. Let's keep to the action, please.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a... I mean, Red Fox as a light being taken out immediately by Person. He doesn't really seem to care that we have an interesting story about a telco on our hands. Devil's Work finds Krieger Blue as well. And Pulsar White are surely winning this fight.
That
finish
was
off
fast.
there, coming from Devil's Work from above. Yeah, that was a quick one.
That was fast. So finishing with a little story that I started earlier, the light guy, the light player from the Pulsar team is quite sick today. So let's see. But honestly, honestly, as they already wiped 2-time Books Esports team, they're not feel that sick.
The Devil's Work looks like he's definitely not suffering, if that's any respite for them. Danik, it looks as though they only have one more chance potentially on this push here, Books Esports, and they have to climb the hospital, which is never an easy thing to do.
It's never an easy thing, but there's multiple opportunities how to do this, right? He can either use the zip line or go up these stairs, but they're gonna find this right opening as they try to go it from outside with that jump pack to find himself on the top. The heavy not quite hitting that line all the way on the roof now. Another gateway has been established. He tried to do a little bit of damage, but Pulsar White find himself on the shorter end currently when it comes to HP. As they've regained a little bit more, they do a lot of damage, but look at that time, it's running out. So on the side of Books, they do not have all too much time left. They're doing a lot of great damage here, but nothing is really coming out of this because on the end, it is Pulsar White picking up these kills. Devil with the second kill here in the row, and will be with the third. Not only one, but 3 in a row for him. And there we go, Pulsar White yet again wiping Books Esports.
Starting to
we
get
had some questions. Yeah, sorry, we had some questions about Devil's Work before this, as someone who's slotting into the side new on Pulsar. You said he was ill today, Crash? It really doesn't seem like that.
No,
yeah, definitely not. Honestly, what happened? Like, in my memory, Books Esports had really nice team play, and I was not expecting 3 wipe in a row.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Yeah.
Absolutely surprising. We have now, of course, Pulsar establishing control at the top of under construction here, and Person picking off Grieger Blue to start things off. Thankfully, the medium can get res quite safely in the cover of this building. And I don't think Pulsar are going to dive down from their vantage point just yet. Vol 2 not tapped yet, though, Dai.
Is not tapped yet, and you know, maybe I will have to move this, but I will say Pulsar White is gonna win this. Now, Books Esports, if they come back now, I'm not at fault. I will just say how this is, okay? Like, I'm just holding myself out of this equation here. But a little bit more damage will gonna be done. Here is Pulsar White also now dropping down a low 4, just to maybe have a little bit of a head fight against Books Esports here, doing a lot of damage, but also returning the favor with a complete kill. Now, both teams find themselves minimized by one player in a 2v2, but look at the health advantage while Pulsar White are coming back. The coin has been used. Devil is back within the round, and so is also Mr. Red Fox. So everyone up, but here again, the box still not even touched. So they're just fighting for absolutely nothing right now, just to potentially assert some dominance.
Or maybe they just try to offer us a bit of show and a bit of, skills movements like this one with the BFR. BFG? I don't remember the name.
I think it's BFR. I went
BFR,
for a whole
yeah.
cast saying BFG the first time I had to cast this weapon, and
Yeah.
it was only afterwards that I realised it was supposed to be the big effing revolver and not the big effing gun. So
Yeah.
yeah, BFR, unfortunately.
BFR.
Yeah.
Big frame revolver.
Yeah, it's the big frame revolver. I just call it the big effing revolver because that's easier to remember.
Listen, man, for me, it's just a huge revolver doing so much damage. I mean, well, can you really say anything against it, man? Imagine you give a heavy, right? A gun that makes incredible amount of damage, is super accurate on the long distance,
Yeah.
and the heavy taking
depends.
is such a... I mean, listen, hear me out.
Honestly,
He's not as accurate right now, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not as accurate right now, but
For me-
there we go.
for-
Having a
There we
moment.
go.
only giving
he lands a
this
hit.
type of power to the AV is maybe not the best thing to do. Honestly, I remember that the AV is more about control on a short distance, and the BFR is really OP as. It's my personal point, but for me it's too OP for loud players.
I'm inclined to agree. It does, obviously, when you're this skilled, make for some crazy gameplay, and we can see Person wrecking house with it. There's the third. It was almost inevitable.
Gosh.
Mr. Red Fox goes down in a heap. Books Esports. Oh, it might be Fahrenheit 451 here, because they are burning up.
They're definitely burning, but Here's the thing, Crash. Because you've been looking at the team play of both of these two teams right now, well, obviously we have this very much dominance asserted by the side of Pulsar. What is the key factor that you would look out of both that you see that is currently causing issues within Books Esports? Is there something that they're not doing? Is there something that are causing these huge loss in team fights?
That's good. That's a good question. For me, I guess it's maybe the lack of movement from Books Esports teams, which is really grouped up, and maybe against Pulsar Esport, they should maybe take a lot of more place on the map. Because with a guy like Person, which play a lot with the BFR, that's
Wow, they must have.
That's kind of hurt, yeah.
Exactly.
They must have heard you there, because that was some really nice positional play from Books. They got into their power position early with a good jump pad, and look at what Manda was able to do. Finally, we see him leverage this BFR, and it's a crucial wipe because it keeps them in the game. They needed to win that fight.
Yeah.
They've managed to get the steal. They still have actually a bit more time to defend this. I thought it might have been a bit closer to the end there. So Books Esports, or rather Pulsar White, have a chance to close the distance here with about 40 seconds left and steal it for a quick map 1. But as ever with construction, assaulting this power position is easier said than done, Dai.
Yep.
It is absolutely easier said than done. Also, considering that we have these big revolvers just doing so much damage. Now, the question is, will it be Perazon or will it be Manda who's gonna do the big damage? Oh, no!
Oh!
I think the question has been answered. Perazon falls off the map completely into his death. As all of a sudden, the side of Books Esports is shining brighter than before. Manda will find one. Can he make it to the cross? Yes, he can. Didn't die by the vault, but Manda will find himself another round. Wipe has been established and the equalizer as well. The next cash out box will decide who will get this first round. So even though we had a rough start from the side of Books Esports, they have managed to come back with a second cash out. Now, Crash, what do you want to see from Books to be successful here? They had a terrible start. Are they just repeating what Team Secret did? So a rough start, not being warmed up, and this is their case? Or do you think they've changed something?
Honestly, for the story and for the show, let's say, I wish to see Books Esport doing a bit more chant and maybe getting the... Oh no, okay, I just see that Pulsar is with the cash box, but I really wish to see Books Esport getting the cash box before putting it into the other big yellow thing that I totally forgot the name about, but fuck off.
Fair enough. The cash out, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm surprised as you are to see Books Esports actually abandon this fault, considering they had that wipe in their favor, and now we'll see that they're just going to allow this to move across. But of course, with the vantage point up on construction, it's going to be difficult for Pulsar to move freely, and maybe that's why Books have taken this position. They want to prevent it from going anywhere with ease, and they're going to use this repeater and the BFR Titan to try and pick someone off. There's Devil's Work. Oh, he's open, but no, some missed shots from everyone on Books Esports.
Books Esports mission now is to giving hard time to Pulsar Esports, but yeah, as they moved in the building, they was able to put the cash in the cash box in the cash out. Then I'm quite curious. Will they quit the vantage point to fight against Pulsar, or Pulsar would just have to wait? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
You might have your question answered. You might have your question answered in the next few seconds here, because it looks like they're going straight for the objective instead. And Pulsar are closing the gap, but they're deciding to take the kills up top. They know that there's someone up here guarding that steal, but they haven't done it well enough. I say that as Devil's Work finally takes down Mr. Red Fox. Maybe they have played this smartly, and going for the defib there, or going to rescue the totem. Devil's Work chasing after him. The defib does come through. The steal in reverse is happening right now from Manda, who's left his light and medium alone. Pulsar White all still up. And that steal is successful. No, Manda, in fact, had to let that steal go through. And now Mr. Red Fox getting that trade back. Oh, but they're all solo, and it's a 2 versus 2 here, Dianic.
It's definitely going to be a tough one. A lot of HP lost from the side of Box Esports. There's so much they're going to have to do. Beautiful usage of the grenade. Not grenade. God damn, what am I talking about? But look at this. Brazen again. The RPG, thank you very much. Brazen coming in big with another kill through his side. Pulsar White completely reset. Box Esports all up to Krieger Bruna. 1v3. Doesn't have the cash out box. The question is, does he maybe want to die here? Get for the reset. Go for his teammates. So little time is left. It is only the first map, so he doesn't have to worry all too much if he loses this. But let's be honest, he didn't want to lose this first map. As he tries to run, to swing around the roses just to get his teammates back up alive, but it's gonna take a little bit more than that. The time ticks down. It tries to go for a steal, and at this point we can call it impossible as he gets of that steal, and the round has been decided by the cash out box and Electra as he just decides to go completely nuclear with 2 kills in a row.
That was a bold move at the end when I don't saw which player from Brooks Esports tried to steal the cash out before the end of the match, but sadly it was not paying enough.
Yeah, I believe it was Amanda that went for that. And,
yeah, that was Amanda.
The kills across the board here from Pulsar as well. 8, 8, and 10. That's a really high fragging map for them. Yeah, Manda really put up the numbers for Books Esports, but Krieger Blue and Red Fox languishing behind there. Red Fox having a really torrid time, just losing the light duel more often than not. 2 and 10 is not a stat line you want to repeat. Krieger not far behind with 2 and 9. So yeah, Manda doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and as you said, Crash, at the end, just going for that steal, but he didn't really have the support. There weren't any heals coming in. He was sitting in the gas, and it was a very easy kill for Atelco to gather in the final moments there. So yeah, really impressed by Pulsar White so far in this matchup. And we'll head on to, I guess we'll just call it Citadel for your sake, Crash, not the other word, not the CNS word.
Yeah,
they don't
thank
exist. Yeah, but Dianic, I mean, you asked the question of Crash a few times in that game, what you expect Books Esports to do to try and adjust. And he was talking about the positional play. Is there anything else that maybe stood out to you that we want to see a bit better from Books? And is it just as simple as fragging out more, considering the scoreboard at the end of that game?
Here's the thing, Mana did quite a lot of the fragging. I mean, even though he is the heavy, he is the front line, I was kind of missing his actual play within the game, right? You saw a lot of the times Mr. Red Fox and his teammate being kind of the front line. He tried, like, Mana was there up in front, but I was missing his initiative a little bit in those moments, right? You would see him being a little bit more passive, and in those moments, you need your heavy to be the one, I'm gonna send it straight. I'm gonna be the one going in, because your light can't do it, right? And then if you lose your light on the other side of the map somewhere in a corner because he had a fight with the other team's light, well, that's just unfortunate, right? So at this point, I would wish from the side of Books Esports to stay a little bit more together, especially when it comes to these fights indoors. Outdoors, be spreaded, have that control, but indoors where you can't see each other throughout the corners and the doors, stay together and let the heavy be the front line. The second you put your medium or the light in the front line, well, you're just gonna create more damage for yourself because they're gonna die like seconds, because they're just small little ants, right? They're the chihuahuas in this case. Manda is the top dog because he has so much HP, right? And this first fight, Jerry, is going to be really indicating. Look at Manda all the way back, right? He needs to be the one here in front, starting this team fight against the opponents and not Red Fox or Krieger Blue.
Yeah, we need Krieger Blue really playing off the shoulder of these two players, expected to do more damage, and they go in with the Vanish Bomb, but Pulsar White managing to get away there. Unfortunately, the heals just coming out a bit too late from Mr. Red Fox as Person wins the heavy battle. Devil's Work storms through and finds Mr. Red Fox himself. Person secures the third for his team, and the defib is just delaying the inevitable here. Person claims the second kill onto Manda. You called it right there, Di. That was really a problem for Books.
After only a few seconds on the map, they already blow up my desk. I'm quite angry about. Please respect the place.
You know what? You'll have an opportunity to write a sternly written email to Pulsar White after this. You know, they're supposed to be on your side, repping the Via gear. So I don't understand it. It's very inconsiderate. You're right, Crash.
You know,
listen, complaint email. You gotta type it already. You know.
I will send a complaint email, but maybe it's in the contract that we signed with them before this today live stream. So let's see later. So moving on to the next fight, which Still moving as group and as a pack. I
Ooh,
don't
here
this
we
is
go,
gonna
the
be
jump
good.
pad.
Look at that.
Jump pad
Really
initiate
good
coming out
initiate
from Books Esports, and they're just chasing, throwing away that healing orb. They don't want a person to get any value out of Chuck there. But they have to keep chasing here. They found that weak point. Devil's Work is so low, and he's finally met with his demise by Manda. Now 3 versus 2 can ensue, Dianic.
Exactly. I mean, Manda did the big thing that he got rid of the first light player from the side of Pulsar White. And look at him. He is the front line currently playing. He's the one person going in. Now he's going for that steal. He knows he has the biggest self. They're going to be coming out of these doors in just close range. I mean, the first gadget has been deployed, but look at White. They're just trying to wait here for the teammate to coin in, then regroup and go for another steal. There's a lot of time left, so they have a chance for this team fight, but they gotta make it quick because there's not all too much time left, and they gotta kill 3 people at the end of the day.
Back to this 3 versus 3, like you say. That goo giving Books a bit of time to kite away. They're doing it really nicely, forcing that engagement to take longer and longer. And Krieger Blue holds no goo in his hand to prevent this steal, so I should be on Manda. Can he prevent it himself with C4 or Winch or anything? No, he can't. The steal is there for Pulsar White, and Manda can get all the kills he wants, but it doesn't matter because that steal was timed so perfectly by Pulsar White. Krieger's just sitting there thinking, oh, why didn't I get myself involved? He was absent from the fight that whole time.
Blue just running around the build, kind of being like a headless sheep at that point, right? He was at the bottom, he missed the jump hit, got all the way to up. I mean, yes, they will win this team fight at what cost yet again. They will lose the cash out box, they get the wipe, and now they're gonna have to go for the second vault. Luckily, it is considered very close. But here again, winning the team fight at the end of a cash out box won't give you as much benefit as winning it during it, so the steal does not happen. Pulsar White, they already have a victory, so this is going to be even more difficult, but Crash, I mean, Krieger, he's going to have to be more involved, doesn't he?
Gosh, yeah. Honestly, the last fight was quite 2 versus 3 for me. Then I didn't really expect. I didn't really expect no at all. I was more expecting about Krieger to take part of the other fight, and I really hope they will in the next steps of this match. Well, what's happened to
Improvements to be made. Improvements to be made
Yeah.
for certain by Books Esports, but they're closing in on a potential fight here. They've already gotten this cash out started, and in fact, Devil's Work once again getting low, and he's not really having the same game here as he was on the first map. Atelko
wow.
trading it back onto Krieger Blue though. Oh, the RPG does the damage it needs, but Person down for the count as a result, and Atelko last alive for his team. He gets into a fight with Amanda, cannot find any defib value during that. And that is a huge win for Books Esports as they get started on this second cash out die.
Books Esports had to revenge from the last match about those wipes they've taken. So now it's only the second time that Pulsar is wiped by Books Esports, but maybe a third one is around the corner now. Let's see.
Exactly, because there's so much time left, there's gonna be a third team fight, right? There's gonna be a second team fight for this cash out box, and Books Esports have done a great job defending the first one. They gotta do it with the second one as well, and look how quickly they are at this building. So this fight can go on for a little bit, not all too long, because we are over half of this cash out box, so they have set time left to go for that steal and also to kill 3 people off the side of Books Esports. Now they know the mistakes there. Sometimes they have an issue of positioning. Now they've dropped the cash out box, Jerry, and this is looking like it's gonna go all the way to the bottom, and then it's gonna be isolated into 1v1 team fights.
Yeah, they're only one cash out away from a series victory here, but Manda is having some hell of a series himself personally. Atelko gets that res onto Person, and that means that we're back at 3 versus 3, but Pulsar White are still in a positional disadvantage. Devil's Work finally finds a kill though himself, and Atelko trading it out as well as Krieger gets that res. Manda takes one down. It's a 1 versus 2 here. Atelko wins the one. He almost gets the
that
second,
was
but is the
so
Red Fox.
close.
Oh,
That was so close.
Wow. Well, Atelko almost had it there, but Mr. Red Fox had delayed long enough. You have to feel, even if Atelko won that 1 versus 2, I think Books Esports would have seen us through to a third cash out crash.
So, okay, sorry. I was not thinking you would ask me something. Well, yeah, they took it. They took it. Then I don't know what's gonna happen, as you may know, but Is yeah, okay. So
Well, none
so
of us know
Pulsar
what's
is
gonna
taking
happen.
the new. Yeah, obviously
fair.
it's
Yeah,
fair,
it's
but
so unpredictable
that's
this
fair.
game.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
that's
look
a
at that!
big
Whoa!
Winch! The question is, can he get away? He's trying to
Oh.
chase the RPG. He's gonna
We
hit
just
mid-air.
survived this rocket launcher.
Holy Jesus!
Gosh.
But look at Pulsar White. How did they come on top of this? They got themselves the White. Devil's work with the second, but that RPG crashed.
Yeah.
Jared, it hit mid-air.
I don't understand how they won this fight. Look how out of position Perzon ends up being, and how low
at
he
this.
ends up getting before. It's like
But he
twice he almost
survived.
dies.
He
Yeah,
survived.
and he got the
the-
value. He got the value out somehow. That's incredible.
I mean, Crash, those heal beams, and especially like the healing gun, it is currently so insane how helpful it's been. That heavy should have died ages ago, but because of that heal beam,
Yeah.
he just was like, no, God's gonna save you this time. So the heal beam is just like God's work at this rate.
Oh, look
they
at
are
this.
they are going just okay. Yeah, no, it's quite a nice vantage point to create like this. But nobody in Booksy Spawn had molly or any fire equipment. That's sad.
True. Yeah, there's no easy
that
way
would
of
be
getting
a-
this down.
That would be a great barbecue, you know.
It would be, yeah. There'd be toasty up here, a load of roast marshmallows. But unfortunately, like you say, they only really have the RPG, and that would only get rid of one of these.
Yeah.
They're going to go straight up, but Atelco picks
And-
Blue out mid-air on the approach, and Mr. Red Fox gets the return onto Atelco crucially. But the health bars are dwindling here for Books, and now it's a 1 versus 1, light versus light. Who's going to win it? The shots come out first from Mr. Red Fox, and he gets that important kill. And the flip, with only about a minute left.
As excuse for devils, he's sick. Let's say that. Let's
He's
say
sick,
that.
guys. Yeah, but by the way, just to go back to the team fight before this team fight, Devil had a double piece. So listen, I get the man is sick, but I don't feel he's actually sick. Yeah, I mean,
Nah.
this guy is popping off in one moment, and the other moment he isn't. Maybe that's just a consistency issue, not actually he's being sick issue. But hey, what do I know about this game, right?
Yeah.
I think he's sick. He's sick in the way that a Londoner would say he's sick. Like, he's absolutely goated with the source to translate it into, I don't know, Twitch speak. Oh, that's a great winch, though, coming
Oh.
out. And look, an opportunity for a steal. I think they
And
might manage this. There's not enough force on the return.
And
They get the
ooh.
steal. That's huge. And that is the series. Just stolen out of thin air by Pulsar. Books Esports let it slip at the final moment. What a win.
Holy, I thought we're waffling a lot, but I believe like in that set of moment, Booksies may have like read too many books and too many strategies, too much fear, and in the end, the practical sense got them out of the game. A winch and then a goo, a little bit of cover, all that they needed. The opening pick on top of that, and the victory was secured. Books, unfortunately, placing last, fourth of their group today. Crash. That's gonna hurt them in their points.
Also, White have managed to win this series, you know, as the team in white in the via half of Citadel, the map. There's only Citadel. They were in Citadel. That's got to feel good for you, Crash.
Honestly, yes, because you know, yeah. I mean, having victories, whatever the team is, but Pulsar did it so impressive, nice. But it was on the best part of this map. I mean, if it was on Nozomi part, yeah, I pronounced the name, I know, but if you read the small letter, I said the name, but it's to say about bad things, so I can. So about
yeah, that's fine.
If it was on the Nozomi part, it would be let's say a not also impressive win. Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
Because
Yeah, I think the white sheen was a really nice backdrop to that.
Exact,
that final
yeah.
clutch up from Atelco.
It's mixed perfectly with the goo that were used as protection when the steal happened. So yeah,
Very true. Very true. So, Dianic, any final thoughts perhaps before we throw to a break and have Group C on the line? That was a really cool series, but Pulsar White taking it in 2-1 and 2-1, two really, really close matches, but Pulsar White just edging it at the end.
I mean, listen, it was very, very close. Books Esports at the end, still having the possibilities to come back. But here again, maybe at the end, they've read too many theories, too many books in that moment. It's just, you can have the theory, but you gotta have the practical. And today, their practical wasn't performing as they hoped and as we know them. So here again, next week, maybe we see some different light of them. But today, they fell a little bit short on the practical side, on their own performance. But yeah, Jerry, I mean, at the end, we're going to have to say goodbye because Crash is coming in for Group B and we're going on to Group C. So, Crash, as you're the chief here, do you have any final last words? I mean, you came in to here. How do you like your time? What would you think?
And anything to like promote yourself as well. Share your socials
Yeah,
and what
exactly.
have you.
I as I already said, I have nothing to promote. But one thing is, if you wish to get some VIA equipment with the promo code PHL, you get 10% off on the next purchase that you made. So please stay aware, stay safe, and enjoy the final.
Thank you so much, Crash. Brilliant closing words. I feel bad actually having picked up off those, but yeah, fantastic to have you here on your casting debut. It's been a long time coming here. You've been such a great supporter of the channel, of the league, of everything, the finals, and yeah, it's been great to have you here. Great to get you on the mic as well. So yeah, we'll throw to a short break, and when we come back, we'll have Group C ready and waiting. Don't go too far. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
And we are back as Jerry has already gotten the hype of the music. Group C is back and ready as the final one of today. We will have a cash out and of course a best of 3-3v3. But Jerry, who do we have in Group C this lovely Saturday evening?
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it. Yeah, this lovely Saturday evening is brought to you by upcoming Gen G, Knives Hammer Brisket, and the Krusty Crew. A crazy, crazy lobby on our plates. We have every single one of these teams I can look at and be like, that's going to be scary. Upcoming are just a scary roster. Duriani, Eshu, and Jordan, really, really talented players all round. Gen G have had a really rough time of things lately. But they are the team that were the first to qualify for the Grand Major, so we have high expectations for them. Knives Hammer Brisket, this is when things start getting really weird, because of course they run entirely off meta, and you will see. And then Krusty Crew, we've got Ferios, who plays Bow, and really damn well as well. So yeah, it's going to be a crazy cash out game. Honestly, of all of the games today, this is the one that I've been looking forward to the most. Of course, you have, the big hitters at the top of the day and some really kind of scrappy games in the middle. But when you look at this group, it's just entertainment value all through it.
Absolutely. I mean, in this group, we have so many different kind of personalities, right? You had upcoming, then you have all of a sudden you have Gen G, then you have Knives, Hammer, and Briskets, and then the Krusty Crew. Krusty Crew last Saturday being in Group A, now in Group C. Knives, Hammer, and Brisket starting off really, really strong. I mean, on Wednesday, I will say how it is. I rewarded them with the most creative team I have watched so far. They literally took the map as itself and created new ways how to enter a bomb site by using the goo and the hammer. And honestly, I love the fact that they're playing knives. Okay, maybe it's just a little bit of bias, right? But I love the knives.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm a little bit of a knives player. Okay, and on top of that, listen, Gen G, the boys, right? They gotta make it today. If they don't perform today, I will actually resignate from my position as a cast. I'm joking.
All right, good to put that disclaimer at the very end there, because this is a crazy lobby that I wouldn't want to put any bets on.
Yeah.
And we're tuning in with Jordan right now, possibly the most normal of lights in this lobby, which isn't saying, I mean, it's a crazy high bar for craziness in here. Pakalem finds the opening pick, and Takey Joe as well over on the Gen G side of things, so they're doing quite nicely. But here we have this fight between Krusty Crew and Upcoming, a down-going there as Jordan does find a trade onto Ferios off screen, so 2 versus 2 here, and the heavy on the side of Upcoming out for the count should be being rezzed hopefully behind that goo eventually, but Krusty Crew struggling to find that pick as they're only given a whiff of their opposition, and now they climb up, now they find those kills. Cartonis steals both of them, does get the defib off, and that should be enough because Jordan is the last alive here, but he's actually winning the fight against Crab GPT, and he does just that. Upcoming win a very long and drawn out fight, and because it was so long, we already see Gen G getting their vault started and Knives Hammer Brisket ready to attack.
Knives Hammer Briskets earlier being completely wiped, but there we go, the hammer opening up new ways to this bomb side here, to this cash shot, as he's just trying to, the comically large spoon, as you guys like to say, and the goo gun is going to create so much more damage here and so much more possibilities, right? On the side of Gen G, they want to stay a little bit more focused on the side, stay together, and just wait for their opponents to do the first point of contact for them to actually come in. But the knife and the hammer from behind, look at this, the goo gun will just block him off, and now this puts his team in a little bit of a danger because Knives Hammer and Briskets are now a little bit scattered, while Gen G still standing strong together and moving as a unit.
Oh, some damage there, but shrugged off. As yes, you're right, Gen G are moving as a unit. They're avoiding this hammer of Average Man, and we just know Average Man loves the hammer. He's creating holes above them. This is like a nightmare for Gen G. I can imagine, everywhere they go, suddenly a hole appears, and here's a heavy just bursting in through the window. Again, they're using their own goo to good effect to keep him at arm's length. And all this time, no one has attempted a steal. I don't know where Kikawani and Brisket are in all of this. They're close behind, it would seem. Brisket running that repeater to try and capitalize on the extra burst damage, and they're using the knives, the throwing knives, as cleanup. Here we go. Do we finally have a fight on our hands, Dai?
Oh yes, we do. Coming in large boom, we'll find one, the trade has happened, but also the defib. So from the side of Knives, Ham and Brisket, they will be in an advantage. Well, Gen G find himself one mate down, but look at this time. There's not too much time left for this steal to happen. And Gen G, they obviously want to be looking here to get this top floor control, and they have that, so they will get the kill. Beautifully denied. They're going to be careful. One more above from the side of Knives, Ham and Brisket. They have to be careful here. Another one for Paco Lam as he gets two.
Wow.
And with that, also the cash out, a beautiful defended one as well. Well, his teammate has been rezzed and used the coin as they walk out with a wipe, and no money has been left out of their pocket. And on the other side, we currently have Upcoming and Krusty Crew trying to get this cash out here, but there is not much time left. And look at every single player is up from these two teams.
There's that C4 dropping the box. A very great plan there from Krusty Crew. They can drop it one more time, but they need to get in position. I don't think they have any way to stop this. They're not pulling the trigger, but the steal is prevented there as the kills come out for Upcoming. But the cash does go Krusty Crew's way. So at the end of our first round of cash outs, it's Krusty Crew and Gen G that sit on top. Now, just to take us back in time a moment to Gen G's defense against Knives Have a Brisket, I don't think I've ever seen a better advert for what we call kiting in all of the finals. They spent an entire 2 minutes just navigating that building and avoiding any contact with Knives Hammer Brisket. But they're not afraid of them now, as we can see, going straight for the juggler, taking out Takey Joe. He's Brisket, so they do have to res him back up, but they have some bite in their bark, and they are closing down the team in purple.
Trying to keep them at this and trying to keep their life chipped down, as all of a sudden the plug has happened, but from the opponent team, as now they're close range. Look at that, the first opening kill has happened. Now Knives Hammer and Brisket find themselves in a disadvantage, and that body not being in a spot where it could be resible by hand. All the way up above, it is on their side, the heavy and the medium. Look at this beautiful usage of their goo guns and goo as a total, as they take out another person. Another kill. Paco finding himself on very low HP as he tried to run away, but is he going to be successful? No, he won't. The heavy will find him at the end, no matter what, and it's all up to one member standing. They're gonna have to reset here, and Knives Hammer and Brisket, well, they're full up on man, and no, the time is going for them.
Yeah, that's a full reset for Gen G as Takey Joe does manage to escape. The timer also getting going on Objective D, with Krusty Crew, it seems, having won another fight against Upcoming. And Upcoming have decided they don't want to deal with them anymore. They've lost too many fights on that side, and they're actually coming to attempt a third party, perhaps, over on Cash Out C. Of course, when you have that timer going against you, you have to worry. And right now, Kikawani needs to worry about the entire other objective as he's taking arrow shots at range, the longbow from Ferios, of course. Only about 30 seconds left to defend this objective, though. 6 players bearing down upon it. Can Knives Hammer and Brisket hold?
Ooh, beautiful knife kill. Look at that one. Bro, that went through 2 floors and found a headshot perfectly. And look at the time still taken down from the side of Upcoming. They don't have quite a lot. Beautiful hooked right there. And the wall above, the ceiling above will be reduced. The comedy large spoon will find its first victim, will find its second victim. On top of that, he's looking for that third. He's running at it, and look at it. He will be stolen away, but nothing you can do. This side of map was completely designed for that team. While on the other bomb side, we have Gen G changing and shifting their focus to the Krusty Crew and their objective.
Yeah, and there's a defensive glitch going in, but I don't think they've done enough to prevent this steal here. Gen G do get the box flipped. There's only about 20 seconds left, but the kills are going Krusty Crew's way. Huge shots coming out from Ferios. Crab and Cartonis giving themselves some spoils during the course of that as well. And Gen G, despite getting the steal there and maybe getting a little bit of extra money in pocket, they lose the lion's share of it. Krusty Crew out clear on top as they gather their second cash out of the game. Now we tune in here with Jordan and the rest of Upcoming tackling Knives Hammer Brisket here on a fight over an already established A objective. Knives Hammer Brisket defending, and the comically large spoon goes to work again, but this time Diriani gets the better of Average Man.
Oh, that's to find himself a few more picks for that. Jordan just chipping away at health and getting himself 2 kills. Nice Hammer and Brisket all up to Kiko now. the lights in all of this. He has the knives, he has the possibilities to just get this person out. Jordan, he needs one beautiful right click from those knives and he will be gone, but he's gonna go for that res. They're gonna go for that re-spacing. Yeah, the
That reset. That
reset. There we go. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're just re.
There we go.
I
sometimes they might just to be fair. Well,
Yeah.
either way, we've got Jordan taking a lot of damage there, but Diriani finds Kikawani. That's the knives late out for the count. And Brisket decides to retreat as they need a cleaner engage. Oh, there he finishes the job. Brisket with the 2 shots delayed, but he's losing the fight against Diriani and Silas. And that is the wipe against Knives Hammer Brisket. Some really nice shots coming out from Brisket in particular there, but upcoming, stay in control of Cash Out A. And it's a very late tap on box 6 here, with only 36 seconds of regular time to go for Gen G, who are currently sitting in a last place should upcoming claim this objective. So they're going to see if they can either double this or maybe even head all the way over to the other objective. They have 20 seconds to do so. But here's Crab GPT. Just how did he get away with being here? I thought these were the same team. He's gone for a gateway. That's why I lost my mind for a second there. 10 seconds left. And will they manage to get this to an objective or not, Dianic?
They need to get this plug now or never, because a look at this other... If they're not going to be able to do it. They just dropped the bomb, and this is over, done and dusted. While the other objective is still going on, there may be a little bit of a cheeky
seconds.
fight, but they can't really do much. Anything and all too much is happening here. And it's been completely under control of upcoming. No team can and have a say in this. It is. It's, oh my god. And
That building was completely demolished by the end of it, unassailable. And upcoming used that to their advantage. Nobody attempting the steal at the very end. They couldn't get anything going. That is upcoming and Krusty Crew coming out of Group C as your victors, going into the upper best of 3. Gen G really having a rough time of it in their PHL run so far. They need to improve their game if they're to stand any chance of not only, you know, playing well at the major, but also getting into the championship finals for EU at the end of this PHL season.
Yeah, another day where they are not really finding any footage within the game. I mean, just there at the very end, they were having a team fight completely against Krusty Crew, but they kind of missed it. There is still one more player alive. They thought potentially he may have left the building or has went somewhere else or just going to that subject. Well, he wasn't. He was still lurking. He was waiting for somebody to move that cash out box because they were in security, right? They were safe completely. And they were like, okay, we're just going to let you guys do this and whatever you guys want to do. But with that, they've also caused a lot of trouble within the Gen G team. I mean, let's be honest here for a second. They've not been showing a great performance whatsoever. It does seem like they're completely struggling in every single end. They're maybe getting the kills, but the team fights are not working out in their favor.
No, it's really rough for them, and honestly, they just need to sort of put in more reps. That's basically it. They just need to keep on grinding and make sure that they're up to muster, because they're really struggling, it seems, especially at some of these more off-meta picks. You know, they came up in some fights against Knives Hammer Brisket, against Krusty Crew, and it was just they weren't ready to deal with the crazy damage output that you get from things like the bow, like things from the repeater, like things from the sledgehammer. And even the throwing knives, you know, the knife to the top of Silas's head during the course of that. Obviously, that was upcoming. But either way, we saw some really crazy stuff from that throwing knives player, Kikawani. Unfortunately, he's not going to be part of the next best of 3. However, the bow light of Ferios is, as of course, they managed to come top of that game. Crab GPT and Cartonis on Krusty Crew finishing first place in that cash out. So yeah, best of 3 with a bow, Dianic. This is going to be really exciting.
Not only with a bow, but this is why I love this group so much, right? You have one complete team completely off meta, right? You have a commentary large spoon with a goo gun. Then you have knives, which this player is playing them nearly up to perfectly, keeping his distance. He knows some fights he just can't take. He's using his right clicks really at the last very important moments. On the other side, you have a person playing the bow. Now, this is going to be a really interesting, no matter what match you watch, let it be the lower one, let it be the upper one, you're gonna have for both matches interesting matchups. And honestly, at this point, get the popcorn, because I cannot wait to see what this next match has prepared for us. And yeah, Jerry, I mean, like, how would we feel about looking at the map and Krusty Crew against upcoming? We're gonna go to Sis Horizon, Fortune Stadium, and Zomi, Citadel. It feels like we just had this whole rotation.
Yeah, it's almost identical. I think Monaco was the decider in the last series, yeah, but we had Sis Horizon, we had Nozomi Citadel, and we've just played on Fortune Stadium in the cash out, so a surprisingly low amount of map variety today. These are 3 of the most popular maps, it has to be said as well. Fortune Stadium, clear favourite, and then people love playing Sis Horizon for whatever reason. Nozomi Citadel as well is really growing in popularity. People really sort of waking up to the fact that this is a map where you can, you know, control the game. There's a lot of skill expression available on it as well if you're just the better team. So there's far fewer moments and places on Nozomi Citadel that feel like the map is playing you, and you feel like you're able to play the game a little bit more. So I understand why that gets picked quite often as a decider. People are very happy to let it slide through. They won't ban it out. So yeah, we're going to have our game ready for you very shortly. Best of 3 between these two sides, starting out on Sis Horizon. Now, Upcoming have consistently been in the Group C situation. They've always been sort of coming out of the play days on cash out day on Wednesday in the bottom of the pile. But when it comes to these 3v3s, they are pretty solid, I would say. You know, they're a team that I would back in some regards. I think Krusty Crew, though, just have that. They have something about them. I look at them and I'm like, I want to see these guys in a best of 3. They were obviously on the B stream last week against Team Secret, so that maybe felt like a little bit of a mismatch. Up against maybe sort of more equivalent opposition, I'm really excited to see Farius with the bow and just how well he can make it work in a 3 versus 3.
I like your word choice there. Somewhat decent.
Which one? Somewhat decent. Yeah, I was halfway through making a point, and then I was like, maybe they didn't do so well last week. And I looked at the stats, I was like, no, they didn't. I misremembered, and I had to backtrack. That's what happened there. You caught me with, you caught me out there. Let's say.
Listen,
Diriani going for a flank. Is this going to work? They've got Farius. They've got Farius at the front, which is very, very brave when you know that Crab is running that winch. You have to keep the distance.
Okay. We have a little bit of information here from the side of Upcoming, but look at this. From the side of Krusty Crew, they're still kind of staying together, just trying to get a little bit of an open view onto that vault. Side of Upcoming, they're still in the building, kind of figure out where these opponents are, but right now it just feels like, honestly, both these two teams are waiting for the first contact.
Spreading themselves about a bit thin here, Krusty Crew. Crab takes a bit of damage, again juiced back up by Farios, but they've sacrificed the box here. Upcoming moving now towards catch out A, and they put some goo in their way. It will be starting to be clear, but you've got to aim for the bottom middle one. Yeah, there we go. Crab knows. Cartone is just slowing his team down a little bit. They have the gateway, of course, to make up for some of that lost time, and Ferris getting in behind them. Now, this is smart.
Ooh, look at this beautiful engage where the RPG used to just do a little bit of damage. The heavy right there up in the front line with a little bit of support from the medium as they find each other now in that corner, completely stuck. The shotguns coming through, the heal beams as well. That heavy staying alive on his watch is doing so much damage. He's gonna find himself 2 beautiful picks here, and the third one as a wipe. Upcoming sent back to the realm of the dead as they're gonna have no time to think of what the hell just happened.
Now, I know there was a bow in the kill feed there, but I'm going to make the point that that was a fight that defines the current meta, right? Ooh. If you ignore the fact that it was a bow that finished them off, imagine that's a 93R. Just do a little bit of a mind wipe. That was perfect play positionally from Krusty Crew. Getting in there with their BFR Titan at the front, getting out as much damage as possible with it, and then piling healing into him while the damage is coming at him. So getting that H plus infuser plus the heal beam, very few things are going to be able to out damage that. And the position is what enabled it. Playing on that doorway is what enabled that double heal to come through. The light and the medium were so well positioned, Cartonis and Crab, to then follow up on that damage. And Cartonis wasn't in the kill feed, but you can bet he did a bunch of damage himself. Jordan, though, catching Ferios out on his lonesome. And at the moment, that's not the worst thing for Krusty Crew, because they're playing to kite here with about 30 seconds left on the timer, and the other two positions unknown. But out comes the dome and the goo, and they want to try and stick this steal. That's goo. That is a goo from Silas to try and stall it, but now it's going to assist them on the steal. The box flip doesn't happen though. Upcoming, still 3 players up, and Cartone is giving them the runaround, staying alive. CrabGPT has the winch still on cooldown, throws out that dome, but he has to whip out the weapon, and the steal is successful. Upcoming just about did it. Krusty Crew, they didn't use all their resources properly, and they let that steal happen at the last possible moment.
Beautiful focus from the side of Upcoming there. Even though he was chasing on the play, he realized he is not the main part there. The person going for the steal is the one to protect, is the one to make sure he stays alive. So beautiful focus right there from Upcoming, not to lose the focus and just to give themselves more possibilities of winning that. Now for the second vault not being open again from Upcoming, this match is looking to be a really tight one. We had 2 best of 3s being each 2-0 now. I'm hoping for this one to actually go to the third map. I just wish the third map wouldn't be one of the 3s we've already seen.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
I mean, listen, it feels like all my homies hate Bernal, you get what I mean? Like, all my homies hate Monaco, like, what's happening here?
We even got teased with that Bernal fly-through earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a Bernal map, but it was a 3-team cash out because Alliance couldn't show up. So yeah, we do feel a little hard done by here as viewers, as fans of the game. But there are plenty of other play days where we have lots more map variety. So a good setup here for an attempted steal already, and this is a nice position to stick the steal. Cartone is riding the box down, and that's what's happening if you're only relying on a C4 to deny the steal. Upcoming, a little bit floundered there, but they are still at full strength to try and take this one back.
Look at Upcoming now finding himself on the roof. They use that jump pick to just gain a little bit of high ground. As they're looking for these picks, they spotted at least one, but they gotta make sure they get them out one by one. They're not in the possession of that cash out box, even though they started it. And as you said, unfortunately, if you only rely on a C4, that's gonna be your biggest problem. But Jordan being really far away from his team, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. He might be able to get a little bit of a backfire here, and he will be successful. He will get the first one. That's a good start for them. Look at the chipping damage he's doing. Pharaoh's also on the blink of death here in this moment. He may get arrested. It is a 2v3, but Upcoming just looking a little bit stronger right now.
Where are CrabGPT? Where are Cartones? They come in hot. Cartones with the kill onto Silas, following up on the RPG damage, but the winch onto Diriani. Oh, he gets a fortunate jump up to safety. Upcoming in the 3 versus 3 now, as everyone is back up. The heals are going to come through. Diriani just needs to wait for his regen, but he's going to peek into this with only a little bit of HP. Very brave by him. Does close them down, drops that dome maybe a little bit too early, sees the player hit the jump pad and knows that this Heavy is alone. CrabGPT taken out, and a 3 versus 2 can ensue. That Heavy down for the count, but the C4 still potentially active if they get the res. Silas doesn't find the kill. Jordan and Diriani getting them. Silas in a clutch position here, gets one. Can he get the second? No, he's whiffing these shots. But Cartones, in fact, is the one here defending in this 1 versus 2. The steal is not enabled there. No time. Silas did just enough at the very end to keep his team in this series.
Last man out from the side of Upcoming. Unfortunately, not able to do anything. Krusty Crew played the time perfectly each time.
I said Silas again. It's Cartones.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Cartones is a hero. Oh, come on.
Oh, I mean,
I feel like I've done him dirty. But yeah, this was a good steal.
Surfing the cash box.
He started it as well.
Yeah.
That was his steal. He was all over that cash box, and I said his name like wrong 3 times. I feel sorry. Oh well, Cartones, just know that we appreciate you and your gameplay. That was awesome stuff.
Just buy him an Ozboos at the major when he comes, and when he visits.
Yeah, I will absolutely do that.
And to say, my apologies for saying your name like a billion times wrong, but here's an Ozboos for you.
He'd like it. He'll absolutely love that. All right. Now, final cash out on Cis Horizon, and at the moment it is in the hands of Upcoming. They're moving all the way over to the newly updated cash out B with that extra little bridge underneath it, so it can now drop 2 times. Ferros again taking point, trying to get some entry damage to force Upcoming onto the back foot, but they have kited away quite nicely here and can try and spend the next minute or so wasting as much time as they want. There's a couple of resources thrown straight at the cash out though, and that includes those smoke barrels, that includes the goo, but they're not going to commit to the steal yet, Krusty Crew.
a lot of wall, a lot of vision being used by the map itself just to make this one more possible. Krusty Crew now going for that steal. Upcoming now finding themselves on that top right there. But the steal has been successful. I mean, look at this team foul now happening. Upcoming knows they find themselves in a little bit of a shorter end now. They are in a 2v2 scenario, but there's so much health being lost from their side. This one may end really badly if they're not able to secure one more. Jordan will do exactly that. He is the hero that we need in exactly this moment. Pharaohs is so little HP with that bow. Can he stay alive? No, he won't. And Silas will get the finishing kill and just swap that cash out right back to their name, because holy, they gotta be more careful about that one.
Yeah, Ferris did really well to survive in that fight and put out value, but unfortunately just a few missed shots in the end in that 1 versus 2 meant that he couldn't apply enough pressure to the heavy that was getting that res. And yes, so Upcoming claiming it back, and only about 30 seconds left. They're getting the dash pad ready for this gateway. This has to be absolutely perfect. They need to get into a good spot. Upcoming kiting away. They're on that bottom floor, but there's still a pair of goo walls separating them from their potential steal location. There's a jump pad ready for the escape should Cartonis manage to get this in position, but Diriani winching it out of spot, and Jordan finishing off Ferios, finishing off Cartonis. Diriani wiping out Crab GPT, and that is that. Krusty Crew taken out. Upcoming with the first map win in this best of 3. They take Sis Horizon.
They take it, that's a victory to their name, and let's be honest, so far we only had 2-0 games, and even though this one was a close one, Upcoming, they felt like they were kind of warming up also onto this match. So far I've noticed a little bit of a cheeky trend, right? The team winning the first few fights is the team kind of ending up losing the whole thing, because the other team just warmed up into the 3v3 a little bit more than the opponent team. And Upcoming did exactly that, right? They figured out the weak spot, they figured out what they can do, especially like how to make sure that bow doesn't get too many opportunities. Especially those goos are so damaging for that bow, because what can he do? He has one good shot, but what to do when there's a goo? It takes you 100 shots before it goes actually down. And it's not like you have those 100 shots like every single second like a gun, right? So it is brutally how that goo actually is kind of a counter for that bow if used correctly.
It's a strange one to point out, but you are absolutely right, Bo. I mean, we've seen that the goo caused everyone problems in that game right at the very start. Like you said, Upcoming didn't get off to the best start. We had a moment of watching some struggles, and it wasn't just the bow light that was struggling with goo either. Cartonis had that moment at the very beginning, shooting the goo and not getting rid of it, and it felt like Upcoming were really a bit smarter with how they placed their goos. We saw a few times where Upcoming were defending and Krusty Crew threw their goo down to enable a steal, and every time it felt they got that steal, but then the cover worked against them in the follow-up fights. They weren't able to reposition and hold on the defense. So yeah, maybe they should do a little bit less playing for the objective at times, a little bit more playing for the kills, because especially with the bow, you want to be putting out damage and pressuring for the kills above all else. You can't rely on, like, you need that big moment. It's not like the 93R where you can reliably see out a team fight just through sheer value over time and guaranteed shots. You need that big moment to open up a team fight wide and then just roll from there. So I want to see a little bit more aggression, if anything, from Krusty Crew to seal these team fights, and maybe a little bit more disrespect towards Upcoming.
You know what I also noticed? Jordan is wearing the fish skin. I forgot the name.
Oh,
I'm actually gonna expose
it's the hammerhead
myself.
shark. Oh, what's his name?
Yeah,
Ned.
look at it.
Ned.
Yeah, Ned. He's wearing the Ned skin. Ned's in the game. Yeah, I mean, Krusty Crew, what can it do? Look at it. Gosh, this
Tell you who's
so
not
ugly.
in the game right now. It's
sorry.
Silas. Because Ferios has deleted him, and he's deleted Jordan as well. This is what I wanted to see. Have some big moments here, Ferios. It's just a clip farming machine, this weapon. And they have managed to get Silas back up, but it's a 3 versus 2. Krusty Crew in control of the vault. That's what they wanted. Ferios moving, but he falls into the trap. Diriani is set for him, and that's some quick revenge dealt the way of the bow light. And now 2 versus 2. Both lights down for the count. But we know that Jordan can coin back in a lot sooner, so the emphasis here is on Krusty Crew to try and take these fights. he does manage to rescue the totem. That's ridiculous from Cartonis. And we'll bring us up to a fair 3 versus 3. Box being moved over to objective B, but upcoming are definitely not out of the woods yet, especially not Silas, but he digs himself out of that hole with a nice kill onto Cartonis.
Oh, that was a close one. The second one hit, though, could have been potentially a kill right there, but he's looking for this chipping damage, right? Unfortunately, it did feel like Krusty Crew thought for a second that Jordan was a team member by looking at him, not shooting, and then just still not shooting at him. But doing a lot of damage here. Look at that. Half of the health gone. Beautiful, Ferris. As I say that, an amazing shot coming through. The second one to hit, the third one to go. This is the machine that we were talking about. Ned is going to be removed from the server as well. Another kill for him. Can he go for the rest? And it will be Cartonis at the end finding the finishing kill, and upcoming will get that one. I mean, look at this beautiful Stadia. Ferris finds the first pick. But that second shot was brutal. I mean, just running here.
This is what I was saying. More disrespect, please. Ferrios, do not give this team upcoming the time of day at all. Absolutely phenomenal play. And the reason they lost the previous fight is because Ferrios decided, you know what, no, I'm going to take my eyes off the prize for a second. I'm going to go for that vault grab instead. And he got trapped, and then they had to worm their way out of that. So yeah, continue going for these team wipes. Continue to play your advantage, play your team comp the way it's meant to be played. We have upcoming now trying to get to a position to steal with about 30 seconds left, Ionic. They have this jump pad initiation, and they've closed the distance, but can they avoid that death bow?
I mean, look at that casual box. There's a little bit of a C4 will be shot, but why? It was already denied. And now the smoke is there. The team fight is happening. The first one to die. Ferris with the repeated kill right there. The trade to make sure the stays equalize as much as possible as he jumps in. Try to bring that disrespect to the lobby. It will not do all too much because the cash out is already theirs. He finds himself a second. Can he find a third? No, he won't. It will be Silas in the end getting that wipe onto Krusty Crew. But let's be honest here for a second. They've lost the cash out, so may have won the team fight, but the points go to the opponent. And look at Pharaohs, 7-2. Now that right there is a little bit of a disrespect.
That's a stat line that we wanted to see. I'm so glad. It's like he was listening. Sometimes we cast a curse, but sometimes we just, open up our psychic pathways to these players and say, do this, and it works. Very happy that it's this very round today. It is so entertaining to see the bow hitting its stride. Now, of course, that last fight didn't go exactly to plan, but there was that moment where you just thought, why didn't Jordan just grab the gas barrel and get rid of it before detonating the C4?
Yeah.
It was a bit of a questionable moment there from upcoming. They will be kicking themselves. They know, they're not idiots. But we'll see now if they can get a free run at C. Krusty Crew have stationed themselves all around that. It's like watching the audience in a coliseum just waiting for the lions and the gladiators to enter the den. Only this time the audience also have weaponry and they're going to throw it down. And we realise this upcoming. They decide that's possibly the worst thing we could do. We're going to head across the map, get it plugged on A, and Krusty Crew a little bit slow to the catch up there. They need to now descend on this objective through many, many layers. This is one of the most kiteable buildings in the entire game. Good luck finding any pink players in this building.
Well, it's going to be a tough one, but at least they're going to go for the steal. Now there's not much they can do. The explosion comes, but he tries to surf the casual bombs. Not going to be any success right there. As he tries to heals up his heavy as much as he can. Upcoming so far, not taking any chip damage. Then the only one who took a little bit of damage. Other than that, not whatsoever. Krusty Crew found himself in a little bit of a stuck position, but he gets onto that jump pad, gets thrown out of the team fight, leaving his team in a disadvantage. Silas finds the first opening pick onto Ferris, get that top fragger out, get the second one on top as well. It's all up to Crab GBT, and what can you do right now? He may be hooked, but the Goo will deny. A 1v3 is there, and the cash out still to the opponents.
Oh and no. We are hitting a pause briefly. That might have been just a momentary error. As Krusty Crew deciding that they needed to quickly end that and get back into the fight sooner. I legitimately think the MVP of that fight was a silly little jump pad.
Yeah.
Like, immediately kicking out the heavy from the team fight just could put such a spanner in the works of Krusty Crew, and they couldn't really re-engage properly. Upcoming had that death ball. They won about, they won every 3 versus 1 that they could from that point on. We have about 25 seconds left, I want to say, on this cash out, and Krusty Crew trying to close the distance. Unfortunately, not everyone's able to dash out of that gateway, so I don't think that this will work as nicely as Ferios hoped it would. There's a lot of stuff set up on top of that box, and the C4 detonated early there into a jump pad, and that is the box secured. We will go to third cash out. Let's see how this team fight plays out. CrabGPT down, but he did trade out the enemy heavy. So lights versus mediums right now. There's the defibs on both sides, and now we get into the team fight proper as Ferios lets loose with that bow, finds a headshot or 2, and a punch to the face of Jordan. Just needs to find one more. It's Dirani, but he rounds the corner poorly. Dirani with the perfect game sense has his gaming headset on, and here's the footsteps of that sneaky little Robin Hood character we know and love.
Listen. We all know whoever has the better gaming chair is gonna win these fights, and so far Ferros was the one winning the most of them. I mean, he maybe has like a better gaming headset, but the gaming chair advantage, like, do not underestimate that, right?
No, it makes a difference how you sit. It really does.
Listen,
I sit too often for casting. I really should start standing because I felt like a level up when I was doing the closed qualifiers. Maybe I should do that more often. Or just get a better gaming chair. That's the other option.
Honestly, man, I got gifted a game chair with massage option. So I'm never standing up again. Who needs that?
Luxury.
Anyway, vault number 3. Honestly, man, like, you do not even know how good that is. Vault number 3 is being opened by Upcoming, but Krusty Crew is right there as he drop down a beautiful just line of sight, a crossover to just chip this damage out, to do as much as they can. But how is Upcoming winning this? Where is Pharaohs? That's our damage machine, and he's just not there in the team fight. Left in a 1v3 now with a bow. Is gonna just accept his fate. Just Upcoming will end that cruelty.
A good team fight won by Upcoming. Yeah, it's a rough one. It's a rough one. They put those behind them.
It's more of a question, how did they drop down and weren't the one being punished, because there was a clear left to right crossfire established? That's what happens when it's the give and take of the bow. We've said it before. It's not a reliable option. If you're not hitting the shots, then you're getting 0 value, as opposed to, in 93R, you're not going to whiff everything, so you're going to get something out of it, or any sort of full auto weapon. And now we're in another situation again where it feels like Krusty Crew, as most teams have today, starting strong and then falling off towards the end of the map and towards the end of the series. They are chasing this game now. They need this steal to go to a third map. But some sightlines established here as Krusty Crew begin to pick holes in the defense of Upcoming, who are kiting very nicely. This has been a staple of Upcoming's play so far today, is that their kite game has been immense. As the catcher has been dropped, another floor. Krusty Crew just want to plug these holes. Ooh, get it out, but nearly losing a player because of it. You gotta be careful there. That was nearly the reason he may have lost that one. As all of a sudden the RPG is going to be whipped out, not going to do all too much damage. That bubble is going to come in right and handy. Sally's going to find the first opening pick here. We are all up to the top floor. Defib coming through as well. Krusty Crew will find a member back, and on the other side, the kills are going down. Upcoming still standing strong. 3 players alive yet again, and the time going down on the cash out.
No defib either, and this 2 versus 3 is really rough. Upcoming should honestly be chasing the kills here to try and secure this, and they're doing just that. Diriani finds that winch onto Cartonis. It's only CrabGPT left. He has to survive for 5 seconds for Ferrios to coin back in, but there's no chance of that. Silas seals his fate, and with the timer at the current status, only 25 seconds left, and that is as long as Krusty Crew have to wait for their respawn. We can say goodbye to Krusty Crew, and congratulations to Upcoming for winning this series in the 2-0 fashion. Dianic, every single game today has had this flow where the team that starts so strong and puts up incredible clips, incredible moments, just cannot cross the line.
It is honestly just kind of how the whole day went, right? We started with the strongest teams coming into those 3v3 moments, and then it just always looked like one team starting strong, the second the other team is warming up to that best of 3 moment, to those 3v3 moments, right? It just seems like team number 1. It was in game 1 and game 2, and also here in game 3, always the same thing. It just fell off over the time. Maybe they weren't just quite warming up to it. Maybe there's just seriously something going wrong from beginning on till the end. But at the end, upcoming, let's just take everything aside. They did show something really great, right? In every single team fight, they stayed together. They had those fights. And the moment they realized that they are in the advantage, they really collapse on the opponents, trying to make sure to secure these kills and to make these wipes possible.
Yeah. That was a really impressive performance as well. We can see Silas and Diriani with those 8 kills apiece on their team. And, you know, that's a quiet game for Jordan, which is quite rare. You know, only 2 kills on your light. That's how you know that it was a really, really impressive game and series, in fact, from Cartonas as a whole. You know, essentially the medium in this meta expected to kind of sit back a little bit, perhaps behind the light and be the sort of real support player with that heal beam, but he was picking up the frags left, right, and centre. Made a huge difference for his team. I've got to feel sorry for Krusty Crew because they had a few moments that were just purely unfortunate. You think about that jump pad on cash out number 2, you know, catapulting Crab out of the game entirely, and similar moments as well. Even on the second cash out, we had a moment where Cartonas almost got winched, or not Cartonas. It was Silas almost got. I'm getting my team names mixed up. Cartonas got winched out of the map by the vault, by the cash out. It was a really crazy one. I've also realized that I've credited the wrong medium. Cartonas did have a brilliant game on Sis Horizon. That's why I'm getting confused. But it was Silas with those 8 kills at the very end for upcoming. So yeah, really, really impressed with him as a medium player. And we've had now like all of our games. That's what I'm trying to say. That's everything for today. There may well still be a best of 3 going on the finals Italia. We'll get an update on that soon. But Dianic, it's been absolutely great. We've had Broxton crash the VIA PR chief officer on today, so a really nice surprise. Is there anything, you know, as we get towards the end of this this stage of the PHL, we're about 2/3 of the way through, and we will bring up the standings fairly shortly to show you what that means. Is there anything to take away from this in terms of teams that you expected to be doing well that aren't, or teams that are really surprising you out of the gates at this point?
I mean, definitely it's going to have to be a team like Skyline, right? To find himself also like at the very top. Even this is just today, standing of today, like, and like they have done so great, right? Not only have they in the overall standing found themselves quite high in the line, but also today, even though they were finding themselves in a 3-man cash out, which, let's be honest, never goes really well for the third team who doesn't get a cash out, right? They still perform really great. And a team that I expected to do really good, obviously, I'm going to have to point out the obvious here, Gen G. Another week, another timing at the very, very bottom. Well, the game is still going on. We still don't know how that comes out at the end. Are they going to receive 0 point? And it's just shocking to see them at the bottom, even when it comes to the overall standings. They are at the very bottom. And what is actually there more to say? Those are the 2 teams that's positively surprised me or negatively surprised me, Skyline and Gen G. And there we have the overall standings. I mean, it is shocking in my opinion.
Yeah, there's some really cool things going on here as well. Watching Skyline take that 4th place spot. Of course, the really crucial spots as we get towards the end of the regular season, spots 1 to 6, they will get an immediate pass into the championship playoffs. And below that, it's going to be a bit of a scramble. So you do want, you know, the 7th and 8th place is slightly more valuable, but everyone below 6 does still have a chance to make it through to the regional playoffs at the end of the season. So that is maybe where, you know, at this point, Gen G and Nighthammer Brisket might be turning their attention to, is just thinking about those that bracket and hoping to kind of get a last chance qualifier back into it. But you look at the likes of Books Esports and Krusty Crew, really tight in that 6th and 7th spot, and that is a really valuable position, that 6th spot. In fact, Emerald 8 you could also include in that mix. All really, really close together, and only one more week to see how that pans out. I'm just going to have a brief moment on the website to check our groups for the final play days, because of course the groups for Wednesday are going to have a massive impact on, like, you know, how things play out. For instance, I'm looking at Group B, where you have both Books and Emerald Apes in the same group. That's going to be a really spicy one come Wednesday.
Absolutely. And I mean, here's the thing, even though a lot of teams might not make it to the top 6 place anymore, there is still a small possibility. Niceham and Brisket, again, a team, in my opinion, which shows a lot of creativity, right? And also Gen G, if they have a perfect game next week, if they have really a perfect week next week, they can have this comeback. It's not like they're completely lost at this rate. But for that comeback, they need a perfection. Let's be honest, what is this likelihood to get that perfection in the next week? By the performance so far, it is not as likely, but there is this small chance, and that's going to be the rough one, in my opinion. Like, I did not expect that poor performance. But on the other side, we have our top dogs, right? We have Team Secret, Alliance, Fnatic, all of them chilling on the top and just showing. And it's not only just like because their group is filled with weaker teams, is actually also when they put themselves in those more difficult groups, they actually show that they can perform, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, we have the easier opponents in our Wednesday groups, but we also are able to perform in the Saturday groups, which is matched by performance of Wednesday, right? So here again, really strong teams and deserve to be on those very top spots.
It's a very exciting format that you get to have these really stacked groups on a Saturday every weekend, just because that's how it rolls out. Interesting update as well. We have Gen G winning on the other stream, so congratulations to them. They took the series over Niceham Brisket and get a slightly higher share of points over there. We're going to have a couple of quick shout outs before the end. First of all, I want to give a massive shout out to Crash again. Broxton are PR via a chief officer, or via PR chief officer, excuse me, who made his debut on the stream today. It was really, really great to have him. And yeah, he's obviously just been a massive part of the behind the scenes and raising the profile of this league for a very long time. So it was a super cool thing to get to chat to him. It's my first time actually talking to him in person, which was lovely. And yeah, getting me on mic, so that was awesome. We also have a quick little shout out to this new tune that you may have been hearing in our breaks. We have a collaboration between Raindron, who makes a lot of the remixes that we use on this channel, and the Final Central, who all over the scene. If you've not come across the Final Central, absolutely give them a follow. They do all sorts of awesome stuff for people that are new to the scene. They cover the esport. They do our alternative streams for NA broadcasts as well. They're just a bunch of great guys as well, and they've collaborated with Raindron to make this new track here during the credits. So very exciting to hear Cody on the vocals from the Final Central on that one. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. I actually haven't listened to it yet. I've been meaning to. It's been on my YouTube sub box, so I'm really looking forward to hearing it. Anyway, yeah, that's just about it. Thank you so much, Dianic. It's been a pleasure to have you. A big shout out again to everyone that works behind the scenes to get this working. Burita, you're the man on production and observation. Everyone that is working behind the scenes to get these things running, and all the players that show up and make it such a brilliant league to be a part of. So that's been it. I've been Jerry. This has been Dianic, and we will see you later on for the NA broadcast just in a few hours' time. See you soon.
Don't give in, we're all the same here, we fight to win. You push us back, then Belgium goes. We're all the same till our statues fall. And we lose it all, and we won't back down till we lose it all in the Belgium coast. Tell me I'm the one that changed your mind.